Hello, everyone. It was the other day we had a really good conversation about this subject. So good of a conversation. I'm sorry, got a text. Let me start off again. The other day we had a conversation about this very subject, and we had a really good conversation. A lot of people in the conversation, a lot of people in the room. So good, in fact, I actually want to have this conversation again. I want to repeat this conversation because this is a problem that we're seeing and we're getting ahead of this. All right. What I like to do is I like to get ahead of certain issues before the issue becomes like a catastrophe. And then we're trying to clean up the catastrophe and there's already damage that's done. Now, we've been taught as foundational Black Americans and Black Americans are the same. There is no difference between a FBA and a Black American. None at all. Even the ones who don't use FBA, they're still FBA if they are a descendant of U.S. chattel slavery. All right. That all of that other stuff is like semantics and what you prefer, whatever the case is. So I want you guys to understand I use FBA and Black American interchangeably because they are the same thing. All right. So as foundational Black Americans, we've been taught to have a lot of reverence for other people's culture, in particular Africa. We've been taught to have a lot of reverence for Africa. So we've always tried to give a lot of homage to the continent. And I'm not trying to say the continent isn't rich in its own way with culture in and of itself, but we've been trying to give a lot of credit and valor to the continent when it comes to our culture. So when it comes to a certain dance, when it comes to a certain food, when it comes to certain music, when it comes to certain things like that, we'll be all like, man, that really started in Africa. We really got that in Africa. Or we'll give credit, to be honest, where credit is not due. For example, we used to give credit to Kool Herc for quote unquote creating hip hop, or he was one of the creators of hip hop. We used to put him on a pedestal, and no disrespect to Kool Herc, we used to put Kool Herc on a pedestal that he didn't belong on. And this isn't to say that Kool Herc wasn't a factor in the evolution of hip hop. Of course, any person who studies music and hip hop will tell you Kool Herc was a factor when it comes to the popularization and the expansion of hip hop. But did he create hip hop? No, he didn't create hip hop. But a lot of people were giving him credit for creating hip hop. These are things that we have done too much. And now that we've reached a renaissance where we're starting to take credit for what we've done when it comes to our culture, when it comes to American history, and even when it comes to certain historical things in the world, because we deserve credit for things we've done globally in the world. We fought overseas globally. We saved other people globally. Our inventions have benefited and saved lives globally. And now that we're starting to take a little bit of credit for that, a lot of other people are in their feelings, because a lot of other people are looking at the scoreboard and it was okay when we weren't taking credit for all of the points on the board. But now that we're starting to take credit for the points that we've put on the board, it makes everybody else look like they ain't been doing that much, which, I mean, that's not our fault, to be honest. I mean, whose fault is that? It's not ours. We just taking credit for the points that we put on the board. Okay. And it highlights the fact that y'all just don't really have as many points on the board, and that's not our fault. So when we've done that, now people are trying to gaslight and make us feel ashamed of taking any type of pride in our lineage by saying that this is American exceptionalism, and that because we are American, we think that we're better than everybody else, and we think that the world revolves around America, and we think all of this stuff about ourselves, and we're ignorant to the way the world works, all of this stuff. That's what's being said. If y'all want to request to speak, y'all can start requesting. I'm just waiting for a little bit, waiting for a little bit, right? Hold on, let me see something. We're going to start the room in just a little bit, all right? We're going to start the room in just a little second. So y'all just request to speak and I'm going to let y'all up. So this is what we're having. We had a full-fledged conversation the other day, long conversation the other day, all right, about us being the quote-unquote main characters. And truth be told, we are. We're the main characters. We're the main characters. And it's okay. There's some great side characters. Don't get me wrong. People love side characters. Some people favor side characters. But especially when it comes to this country, we're the main characters. Yes, we are. And I don't feel no type of way saying that. I don't feel ashamed. This doesn't make me arrogant. This doesn't make me hateful or xenophobic by saying we the main characters. We not all gonna pretend like we all putting up points equally. We not gonna do that. There's one character, you a good player, but I'm the Michael Jordan of the team. Michael Jordan didn't pretend like everybody on the team was equal to him. No, he didn't. Kobe Bryant didn't pretend that. We ain't gonna pretend that. Come on now. We know for a fact LeBron gets paid on the Lakers more than anybody else because he's LeBron. If everybody was putting up points like LeBron, they would be being paid like LeBron, but they not. So LeBron is getting paid more. So now you want us to take a pay cut so you can feel equal? No, you're just not gonna do that. No. Okay. Once everybody start putting points on the board, y'all can be the main characters in your homeland. Cause you just is really just like an oxymoron to even attempt to be the main characters or equal to the main characters in somebody else's land. You know what I'm saying? If I went to Jamaica, I wouldn't be the main character in Jamaica. The Jamaicans would be the main character. If I went to South Africa, South Africans would be the main character. Okay? When we're in America, we're the main character. Now, arguably, we could be the main character other places, but we're not even going to go there. Okay? I'm not going to do that. All right, but let's get the conversation started. We already got people wanting to speak on the subject. So, BX, how you doing? Can you please set the room?
I'm fine, Afro. Hey, everybody. So I still see questions about who or what is FBA. And no, it's not a corporation. I guess you never owned the business, right? It's an acronym. Some may have that acronym trademark and some may not. So African American is also trademarked, right? But it's still used on paperwork to denote our ethnicity. Okay, so that's that. That's that. Even my business has an acronym that everybody uses, but my name is trademark. They just can't infringe upon my business as if they're me or disparage me and my business. Then they won't get sued. That's all that is. But everybody can have the same acronym. It's just a matter of how you're going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to face the repercussions. Am I correct, Afro?
That's very true.
Thank you, because they're saying, well, FBA's trademark. Please mute up, Absolute. And everybody else, please mute up. I'm
Yeah,
going to just go ahead
everybody
and
got
set the
to up
room.
as you guys are coming up.
So when you come up on the panel and immediately go on mute, please. When you are directed to speak, please come off and lead with your ethnic group. Your age, and we don't use pronouns, but if you would like to give your pronoun, then that's fine. Everybody is welcome to speak here no matter your ethnicity, but we ask that you be respectful and understand that. I'm going to use me for an example. So my ethnic group is African American / Black American, but I culturally identify as a foundational Black American, aka FBA. I am way over 18. So what that means for me and people like me who fit in my lineage means that our ancestors were in the United States of America between 1863 and 1863 to 1865 and can be found on an 1870 census. That means they were emancipated somewhere between 1863 and 1865. If your ancestors does not fit that criteria, then you are not a Black American, you are not an African American, nor should you identify as such or as a foundational Black American. Also, we understand that people go by race, right? So your race may be Black, but you're still not a Black American, nor should you identify as a Black American. Your ethnic group would be your country of origin, your parents' country of origin, and sometimes your grandparents' country of origin. So if you're from the island of Jamaica, then you're a Jamaican American. If you're from the island of Haiti, then you are a Haitian American. If you're from the continent and you come from like Ghana, then you're a Ghanaian American. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. Everybody has the right to speak here, but you don't have the right to be disrespectful. I do try to stay on my mute until I hear misinformation. Also, see that orange heart by Afro Elite's name? Click that and complete the daily mission to help get him in the rankings and keep him in the algorithm. Also, don't forget to claim your points after you complete each step. TikTok friendly language only. Do not drop fruit emojis if somebody slipped. Do not comment F1. Just continuously tap the screen as you listen to the discussion. Sometimes I forget and then say, and I'll tap the screen again. So please do that as well. Share it out. Get some more voices in here. So TikTok friendly language. Schmurda, strange fruiting, graces. Let me see. Yeah, for the most part, if you're unsure of how to say a word, spell it out. If it sounds offensive, it is. We got to basically talk elementary, guys. And I know it's aggravating sometimes, but the more, I know y'all be on this app, and by now we have it. I don't even know if we should keep addressing who is foundational Black American. When they say, what is FBA? They got to know by now. We went viral a couple of times.
Yeah.
So to me, they're just distractors. Hey, ZZ, I'm going to land there, Afro.
Thank you. I will say one rule that we're going to have to start adding. If we don't know you, do not turn your camera on. Okay, we've had people who've come up, turned their cameras on, and they've done things on camera that violates the guidelines of the TikTok, to get the live shut down or to get the live flagged or whatever they attempted to do. Okay, so because we're having conversations with a lot of people in here and we don't know everybody, we can't do that. Okay, we can't do that. All right.
Can I say this too? Because I don't want to fight with an Afro Latino. You are Afro Latino, meaning you descend from the continent of Africa. An Afro Latino household is different than a Black American's household. So while you may racially, be able to identify because of melanation, you were cultured different. You were raised different, and you have a different lineage. Your ancestors was enslaved in a Latin-speaking country or a Hispanic country, not here in the United States of America. So I don't want to have to go through this with anybody again. I think it's not a hard concept to understand that we're different, although we're melanated the same. Mm-hmm. I think that covers it, right? That should cover it after.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it. All right, let's get the conversation started. But first, we have to give shout out to our co-host ZZ. ZZ is in the room, so we're gonna hear from ZZ and hear what she got to say about the subject. How you doing, beloved?
Peace, I am good. How are you, darling?
I'm good.
That's a blessing. Peace, BX.
ZZ also has her own YouTube channel, y'all, ZZ Rants, and I sat in. Really cool program, y'all.
Yes, and I'm gonna turn my camera on in just a second. Let me finish my little sandwich I was just making. You texted me I was making a bacon, egg, and cheese, so let me finish that.
Hold on, wait. We're gonna have to stop everything. Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Beef bacon, baby.
Okay, I was about to say now. Hold on, we're gonna have to stop this whole thing. I will shut the live down. Okay. But she's good, y'all. She's good.
I'm good. I'll be on there in like 5-10 minutes. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But I do see I see the prompt. I just heard BX talking about that too. People playing dumb about this, the FBA being copyrighted or trademark, whatever the case. People are playing dumb. Okay. I absolutely agree with us not having to explain what FBA is. I'm on that. I'm riding with BX on that. Because a lot of people do come up here and just troll. And not only just this space, I've seen that in multiple other spaces. They really do just come up here and troll. Y'all know what it is. And it's honestly, if you don't, it's not that hard to find out. Use context clues. Like literally, the Black American Heritage Flag is right there on the damn screen. Hashtag FBA, hashtag Black American. It's very easy to figure it out. It's not hard. So a lot of these people are playing dumb. But they know exactly what they're doing. You know, they're trying to undermine our delineation movement. They understand exactly what we're doing, what the purpose behind it is, what the importance of it is. But yeah, a tactic of theirs, a time wasting tactic is to play dumb and act like they don't understand. Oh, what is this? Well, why do we have to do this? Well, who's included? Well, what about with ancestors? Well, are you guys anti-African? Are you guys? So it's just like, you know, they know what they're doing at this point. We know what it is.
Yeah, I 100% agree. You know, you wouldn't even be joining the conversation to ask the question if you didn't know what FBA means. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, use context clues or whatever. And if you're a part of this algorithm, you know what it means. Okay.
Right.
So if you see this or if somebody has sent you this, that means that you are informed about this. You know, so what they do is that they'll come here, they'll be very slow, they'll ask very remedial questions about, well, I mean, so FBA, that means you don't have no traces in Africa. That means this, that means that.
Right.
Okay. No. Now we do understand that there are some rooms that are not that articulate and don't really explain it. Here's the thing. If you guys don't know, it's best for you guys to just listen. And you'll figure it out if you just listen in the chat quietly. But for you to come up and be all like, "Hey guys, what's FBA?" We're just gonna move past you at that point.
Exactly. And they know what they're doing. It's honestly a little disrespectful and weird, or, you know, rude within itself, because why are you coming into a space? Like, come in and listen. If you really don't know, come in, find out, figure it out by listening. Don't interrupt the conversation to go back and explain what's basically the damn ABCs of the conversation. Like, nobody's trying to do that.
Yeah. Yep. That's very true. That's very true. One thing I cannot stand: people come up, be all like, "I just want to just join the conversation. What we talking about?" This is not that. Okay.
Right.
So we're gonna get things rolling. Thank you very much. You know, she's gonna finish her bacon, egg, and cheese, and she's gonna get on camera. So it's great.
Hey, Ali, can I you gonna start it off? How you want to do it?
Yeah, we're gonna go into like the order that people request.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So let's get to, I think, Absolute was first up. Absolute at the top. Going once, going twice. Come on, we can't be slowing the room down. All right, let's get to Boston's key to bear. All right.
Gaslighting, lineage, pride with American exceptionalism. So, gaslighting, right? Is a form of what? Manipulation, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now,
wait, are you FBA?
No.
Where you
biracial?
You're what?
Biracial.
Okay. So which one of your parents are black, or are they black?
So, yeah, Haitian and German.
Okay.
But I was born in New York, migrated to Boston.
Okay. All right.
Right. I respect what the FBA is doing. You know, it needed to be done. Right. And it's only the tip of the iceberg. Well, I appreciate how far y'all come with this movement, and for it to grow even further. Now, what I don't appreciate is the ones that take advantage and take it, mess it up for the ones that are sincere. You know what I mean? Like with the bullying and the xenophobia and all that other stuff, and the airport announcements. You know what I mean? Like, cause right there, once you do that, you shaking a jar of ants that don't need to be shook. You know, everybody know their place. You know, and it's been a long time coming, man. Y'all deserve y'all place. Y'all deserve the place that y'all fighting for, and I'll land my plane right there.
Okay. Thank you. Now let me ask you something. Kai Sanat is Haitian in New York. And
Facts.
Kai Cenat some years ago went viral for saying that foundational Black Americans didn't have any culture. And Kai Cenat's not. He's Haitian and Trini, so he is Haitian though. Oh, he has
Right.
Haitian lineage. So,
Okay.
because some people in the chat room were correcting me. So he said that, and that's something, a statement or a thought and belief that we've heard other people of Haitian descent and Caribbean descent also share and also voice. We've heard different videos and podcasts of we don't know where we come from, or we don't have a culture, or our culture is not as quote unquote cultured as their culture is less significant, or it's more degenerate, more violent, and things like that. So these are the things that we've heard from people who are not from here coming here, right?
Facts. Facts.
And nobody calls that xenophobia. Nobody calls that xenophobia. Then when we say,
So
okay, well, oh, if that's the case, then you got to go back and fix Haiti. Then, if you have more culture than we do, then you can go back and fix Haiti. Then that's when that's xenophobia. So it only seems like the word xenophobia is brought up against FBA. Only when FBA say anything is the word xenophobia brought into the conversation. Now, when Kai Cenat or anybody else says anything, any other Caribbean or African for that matter says anything about our culture, either us not having one or our culture being degenerate, that's never considered xenophobia. You know what I'm saying? So
okay,
the
yeah.
thing is that we can't have this double standard of it's okay for y'all, but it's not okay for me.
So being of half Haitian descent, right? I'm gonna tell y'all something about the Haitian people. They've been around, since the Louisiana Purchase and Chicago allegedly being founded by a Haitian man, a man of Haitian descent, right?
I like the way you slipped in allegedly, right? So we've heard it a lot, right? And so here's my answer to that. They're still Haitian at the end of the
Facts.
day.
Facts.
And also, what it seems like the Caribbean is doing, because I don't want to just pick on Haiti, this is inclusive, and even the African immigrants, is that they're not allowing us our own autonomy, right? So let's take Juneteenth. Juneteenth in New York, of all places, the BX stands for the Bronx. They were telling us don't play our music in Brooklyn. We have Harlem. Hello, my
That's
family's been in
whack.
New York since 1750. You see what
I'm
I'm
from
saying? I'm
Coney Island.
foundational. I'm from Soundview. So I'm foundational to New York, and I'm foundational to the South, because I got Alabama, North Carolina, and South Carolina direct descendants, right? Ancestors, I mean. I'm a direct descendant from these 4 places. So how could a Caribbean or an African tell us or me what to do in my land? It don't
Uh,
matter if the government is. So this is the thing. When you say, well, I got to tell you something about the Haitians, they've been around. We know the history. And the ones who were migrating here during the time y'all were going through your revolution were the mulattoes or the white tea ones trying to escape the island. And they kind of brought their dark, their melanated enslaved persons with them.
right.
But it's a disjustice. Is that a word? It's a misjustice when they tell my Louisiana Creoles, I'm not Louisiana Creoles, but I love them, right? And they will tell my Louisiana Creoles, we are the real Creoles. The only thing that's the same about a Louisiana Creole and a Haitian Creole, from what I'm hearing from my people, is that y'all were both ruled by the French, but there are stark differences. And they've been in this land since, I think the date I heard was the 1700s. So it's not like the Haitians had that much of an influence. And some Creoles will tell you, I ain't grow up around Haitians.
Now,
So that's the disrespect of it all, Boston.
yeah. So to continue or finish what I was saying, right? Not necessarily in defense of what he's saying about y'all not having no culture. Indeed, and if when he says y'all have no culture, what he probably means that y'all wouldn't have no culture if it's not monitored. Like y'all don't have the free will. The only free will that
Because he said,
let me finish.
you're
Hold on,
just
wait.
black.
Let me
Okay.
finish.
All right.
When I say monitored, meaning that If you go in the studio, let's say somebody, if I'm FBA and I try to go in the studio and make a rap record about FBA, the person who's financing my rap career can shut me down, right? Saying your culture, you have no culture, meaning you go to the bodega, it's owned by a Hispanic. You go to the gas station, it's a Hindu that you paying for your gas. You ain't got no gas station. If you go
This
to a
place is
nail
New York.
salon, your beauty standard, your
Okay.
beauty standard is given to you by a Chinese woman doing your fingernails and giving you your, distributing your
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish, but just because they do the
distributing
nails
your
don't mean that they are the beauty standard. Okay,
No, I know, but
the
when we're
long
talking
nails
about
actually
culture,
come from no, that's not their culture.
Please let me respond.
But
hold on.
go ahead, go ahead. I'm just because
No, no, no. I know.
American style long
But he's
nails
saying
that
that
come from
y'all
Black
purchase y'all
Americans.
culture.
I'm just saying.
It's such the
Okay,
tether
Hold on,
battle.
go
hold on.
ahead.
You
I'm a
purchase a
woman.
I
I'm a
want him to
plaintiff.
woman.
finish. I want him to finish.
You
Let's
really
go
want to
ahead.
finish this
But
bullshit?
He's
but
trying
we
to
got a
say
lot of other people.
he's trying to say that y'all don't cultivate anything. Everything y'all do is purchase it.
Sneak
Oh,
dissing.
Hold
okay,
Yeah,
on,
he's
hold
good.
on,
sneak
Ain't
hold
no
on,
All
hold
right,
sneak
on. Let
all
him
dissing.
right.
go.
sneak
Let him
dissing.
go.
Let him
Ain't no
go,
Let him
sneak
go.
Fatty.
dissing.
Let
Alright,
him
let him
go.
go, let him
Let
go,
him
let him
go.
go.
Stop.
If it's factual, then you can't it's undeniable. He's trying to tell y'all that y'all don't create your own industries. It's a Hindu pumping your gas. It's a bodega. It's a spick making your sandwiches at the
Hey, you
bodega.
can't say
Y'all
that. You
heard him.
cannot say
Y'all
that.
heard that S word, right?
My
I
fault.
never.
My fault. Okay, my fault.
Mm-mm.
My fault.
Yeah,
It's a
I'm gonna
Hispanic
need
Haitian
you
making
to
said
y'all
that,
land
by
because
sandwiches
the
you
way.
basing
at the
your whole
bodega, right?
opinion off of New York, but you got an official New Yorker here who understands what
Thank you,
happened and why
DX.
we have the Spanish people there, why we have the Hindus, the Arabs, the whoever's there, and define culture for me because I think you got that messed up
So
I
too.
want him to
culture
because
is
he's
all right.
about to
I'm
get to
gonna
a
give you
point. I want
culture.
him to go
Hip
ahead.
hop
Go ahead.
culture. Hip hop culture, for instance, right?
Uh-huh.
There's 5 elements. There's rapping. There's graffiti. There's DJing. There's breakdancing. You choose the one of those elements and you master it. Now, you could term yourself a hip hopper because you know of the 5 elements. There's also the element of knowledge yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sun, moon, and the stars, knowledge, understanding, wisdom, power, culture, freedom, um, build, destroy, all of that. That's the
I'm
5%
gonna give you
culture.
20 seconds to
That's hip
land
hop,
because other people want to
right?
speak.
All right, facts. All right, I'm gonna do this like this. By telling you that, by saying black people don't have no culture, that's all inclusive with everything that I just said. The rap records, the poisonous lyrics that's been weaponized against us.
I
You know what I
tried,
mean?
brother.
Hold
I
on.
tried.
No, let him go.
It's been manufactured, socially engineered behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everything y'all do, you gotta go through the banks. You gotta be monitored constantly by the same white tea people. Like it's like you're at their mercy. That's what he's trying to say. And I'll land right
Thank
there.
you.
I'm not
Okay,
Okay,
now
trying to
hold
diss
so
on.
nobody.
I want
wait.
y'all to just
Okay.
before I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and I'm gonna let y'all cook. But before y'all do that, I just want to let y'all know. Notice how they come in on, oh, I respect FBA culture and I respect you guys so much, or whatever the case is. And then I mentioned Kai Sanat, and notice how easily he flipped the script. This is coming from somebody who earlier in his stance talked about how he
Right.
respects us and how far we come and how much we've grown and stuff like that. But deep down, that's what he really thinks. Anytime they come up, well, yeah, I respect y'all. I just want us all to get along. That's what they really think. That's what they really want to say. They really want to say that we don't have no culture. So you agree with Kai? You agree with Kai?
Nah, I don't agree. He a
No,
clown.
no, you did, because you just defended everything he said and
I ain't
rationalized
defend
it.
nothing.
Stop,
He a
stop,
clown, fam.
stop. No, no, no. You never disowned him. You never disowned anything he said. You defended and rationalized and justified everything he said because you agree. And this is our problem, because y'all will go around in rooms and say the exact same things. No wonder y'all didn't call him out, because a lot of y'all agree with him like you did. And you just came up here and defended him right after claiming how much you respected us. All right. But I'm gonna let y'all Go ahead.
You know what's so funny? We have Caribbeans that are in the room, right? And one of them, me and him tussle sometimes in the comments, but for the most part, me and Afro agree. We like his Trinidadian self, right? He provides something in the comments, and what he's saying is he disowns you and Kai Cenat, and your example was horrible. So here's the issue. I'm from New York, the real New York, the old school New York. Right. And so what I know and what I noticed is I was traveling, and you're in one of the most gentrified boroughs there are, Brooklyn. So that's number one. So anyway, I'm from the Bronx. I traveled throughout the city since I was 11 to meet my granny, who is, well, she's a migration baby, but she was still raised by two Southerners. And we would go to foundational Black American, like hair salons, clothing stores. And so what happened to our businesses before the influx of immigrants was unfair rent hikes. Some of us had homes that we were burnt out of because there was a period called the Bronx is burning. And so when you say, well, there's a Hindu or whatever you said, pumping your gas is not our culture. Gas is not our culture. Culture is language, food, traditions, fashion, stuff like that. Dapper Dan is from South Carolina, not the Caribbean. And he made such a great mark on fashion that when he was called out by the white tea people and we shut them down, they had to give him a job. They needed him. We are trendsetters, right? Kai Cenat grew up in our culture. We got videos of him dancing to Michael Jackson. But what he did say was, you're not Trinidadian, you're not Haitian, you're just Black. He wasn't talking about the gas station or anything. Busta Rhymes did that crazy mess to us too, talking about Caribbeans and Puerto Ricans started hip hop. Meanwhile, nobody knew he was Jamaican, right? And Herc himself debunked this hip hop that you claim is our culture. We know it is because we founded it, right? But those Caribbeans that was allowed in there, they didn't tell a lot of people that they were Caribbean at the time because we didn't want to hear Jamaican music. I'm not even going to disparage the music, right? Jamaican music. However, even Jamaican artists are saying they had mentors. Who were the mentors? Foundational Black Americans. Those 5 elements created by us, for us. Breakdancing, graffiti, freestyling, rapping poetry. That's all us. Right? So we allow participants because they ain't contribute nothing. And so I'm going to say Heavy D came in and he did the whole bundle. And we love and respect them. Then Big Pun came in. He said, I got to pay homage to the African Americans. We don't like that name now, but we know who he meant. So there's a way to pay homage to the Black Americans that came before y'all and establish the culture that y'all only accredit to hip hop, but all of the foundation is found from the South. Mm-hmm. The DNA is in the South. That's us. That's our homeland. And when you say you're just Black, that diminishes us from the unaliving fields, right? That diminishes our Negro spirituals, our jazz, our invention, the modern day drum set. Okay, who was that? Dee Dee Dudley? Do I have that? And 2 turntables was used first by a woman from Philly named Mary Lee Dudley. That's where I get the Dudley from. So everything about America, especially New York, is foundational Black American. So to diminish that to you're just Black, he shouldn't even be getting no ratings in anything that he does, but he has the machine. And you're right about this only. There are people behind the scenes that will push others in front of foundational Black Americans. Why? Because we demand our worth. We don't bend over and take it up. No, we don't do that, right? So that's why New York is flooded like that, because we have one of the earliest slavery votes in 1712, and some of those laws that was implemented immediately after are still on the books today. But guess who could jump around and congregate and in a lot of spaces that we can't? The Caribbeans, because they ain't never stood in alliance with us. They don't get penalized the way we do. So we have culture, sir, and it's not gas. It's not gas.
Tap the screen,
and hip-hop is just a sub-culture of our main culture. So it doesn't matter. Everything you said sounded like you was talking about New York. Because in the South, all the Puerto Ricans ain't down there owning stuff. The bodegas and stuff ain't in the South. But that's our culture. Now, so you're diminishing it to just oh, God. I love New York, but stop it. Y'all are embarrassing us.
We're going to, now, for everybody, I'm going to let everybody get a chance to address what he said. But for the people who ask, why am I letting him go? I'm letting him go because he just claimed that he doesn't like all of the xenophobia. And I said, well, damn, when y'all say stuff about our culture, it's not called xenophobia. And then next thing you know, his next statement is denigrating our culture. Talk about we don't own nothing, we don't control nothing, we get all our culture from other people. All of this stuff, that was xenophobic, what he just said. Now, if I said, okay, well, you can take your ass back to Haiti, then they would be like, oh my God, why is there so much xenophobia? Why are y'all doing this to me? Why do y'all hate me? That's exactly what he would have did. Zizi, do you have any?
Real fast, because my son ran downstairs when he heard the name Kaisenat, and he said to tell everybody that the Haitian is lost because Kaisenat allows racism in his chat. They use monkeys and apes and all type of things. So he's like, that was a horrible example to use. Kaisenat. All right, so I'll land there, y'all. Go ahead.
Lord, you know, it's crazy that the first damn caller, how the first person to come up this joint exemplifies the very thing I was just talking about. That's insane because they come up here and they're so disingenuous. He knew exactly what he was doing. The fact that he came up here and tried to say, oh, well, your culture is being sold to you. Look at the nails, the this and that. You know that that's not our culture. Just like BX said, gas is not our culture. Nails aren't our culture. Clothes aren't our culture. It's the way we wear those clothes. It's the way we wear our nails. It's the way we talk. It's the way in which we do things. Our uniqueness is a part of our culture. That's what makes up our culture. And that nigga's telling us these other groups are coming to our neighborhoods, which mind you, they're only here coming to our neighborhoods because they destroyed and blocked us out of these industries. So they allowed these buffer class, wannabe white supremacists, anti-black immigrants into our neighborhoods to sell us the very things that we need and the things that we want, but they also pay attention to our culture. They are not coming over there with bamboo earrings and grills and no, they're seeing what we're putting on. They're seeing how we're wearing it. They're seeing what we want, how we want to do it, how we're going to buy it, how we're going to, and then they're going to go get it and put it in the store so they can sell it to us in our neighborhoods because they're not letting them in the white tea ones. So this is not something that you can accredit to these wannabe white tea supremacists or these tethers, these non-FBAs. You're not going to credit them our culture. They didn't come over here and show us a damn thing. They came over here and learned from us. We are the originators. So these people know that, and he knows that. I don't got to break down every part of our culture. We don't got to. He knows. And he knows that it's more than just New York where FBAs are. He knows that it's a hive of damn non-FBAs up there, and they don't. Honestly, New York is not even a good place to represent FBA culture because it's too much of a mix up there. If you're gonna look at anybody, it's anywhere it's gonna go down south, like BX was saying. That's what the DNA is. So yeah, these people are disingenuous, man. It's absolutely outrageous. He know what he was doing.
I got to tell you, sister. First off, thank you. You said a lot, and it was very, 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 very true. I was trying to get a young man some sort of grace, but if you heard me, and some of you have, I try and be generous in how I spoke before. But they've so irritated and started irritating me. I think I'm going to have to stop being as courteous as I have been. Because the actions, the sounds, the things that I'm hearing, I'm tired of being offended because you think you got a case stronger than me. I really don't, particularly if you go say it here. Y'all must be insane. And quite honestly, his small, limited sample, as she pointed out, of New York, I'm from Detroit. The Arabs did that here. Same thing. They gave the Arabs business where they wouldn't give black people businesses. Banks giving the Arabs loans when they just come in off the goddamn boat. He buys stove, keep it for 3 years, no taxes, sell it to his cousin for $1. He keep it for 3 years, sell it to his cousin for $1, and so on and so on and so on. This is how you make sure and include exclusion in a financial area that these violations are occurring.
One second, cousin. Soul in the chat room. I want you to stay in the queue because we're gonna get to you. Just stay in the queue. I'm gonna make sure we get to you. Keep going, cousin.
This idea, particularly when it comes to every non-foundational American, or not, let me say it properly, every immigrant, your very status, whenever you got here, you're still an immigrant if you ain't this, period. And when it comes to the idea of the definition that America is putting in place, if you ain't here when this country started at this point in time, when this rule was set, you ain't, that's not who you are. You are an immigrant. Now, when you came in the early or late 1870s, 1920s, 1950s, oh, by the way, during that period in time, there was if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to make a declarative statement. The idea of African immigration on par with the other immigrants who came into the country was at a near zero. I'll say not an absolute zero, but a statistical zero in the number of African immigrants who came in compared to the non-African immigrants into the American country.
At that time. Yeah. I'm gonna give you like 20 seconds because I want to get to some
Yeah,
other
I got you,
people
man.
before
Plus,
I get off.
yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. But yeah, man, I thank y'all, bro. But sister, you was right. Him thinking in that little small sample of New York was and the tenements. Y'all right on, people. But I got to get out of here anyway, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate y'all giving me the time.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, cousin. No,
Hey, Ali, can I get
all I
60
gotta say is
seconds?
notice when we say, "Hey, y'all didn't call Kai Sanat out," he just can pretty much confess that he agrees with everything Kai said. He didn't disown or even state he disagreed with one single thing. He rationalized and then gave further explanation. Okay, he went even further than Kai did. So just notice that. All right. Before we continue, I want to get to Rod Heads, and then we'll get to Simon.
B1 FBA family, what's going on?
Like first, brother.
Man, you know, these tethers are annoying. We all online, man. It's almost like they have that scared mentality. They scared to be banned from our society. I don't know. They are. It's just.
Y'all
I,
gotta tap the screen. Come on, let's
I
tap the
don't.
screen, y'all. Come on.
I don't even want to. I just want to say a couple things. Like for instance, like the Cardi B thing. It's not that we hate her. We just rather continue to see black women in the spot that she's in. You know, rapping with the trying to keep the cadence with that accent. It ain't good. I also want to hit on our black elders passing the torch. I want to talk about our FBA elders passing the torch. I'm here in Detroit, and we have a problem with our older FBA black men, passing on that power, just teaching the new generation how to be leaders for what's to come. You know what I'm saying? We want to start making that more of a thing in the black community. We don't have to be 80 trying to run everything. Go sit in the office and pass the torch. You know what I'm saying? And that's all. I'm a mute on that. Tethers didn't piss me off enough for the day.
I got it. I got you, brother. I got you. Let's get to Simon. You got it.
Please, when he finished, can we address some of these comments? They are,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
But they wanted to say something. I
sit
just
tight,
didn't want
wolf
them.
pit.
They
Sorry,
want
so
to
I
say
can tell you
something
about the
about
one hit wonders, not
Boston.
one
Hold
hit
on,
wonders
BX,
not
BX.
helping
They
us.
gonna they gonna really be commenting after this, right? Because and I'm glad that I was at the bottom of the list because it all circles back around to this gaslighting of our lineage with American exceptionalism. Well, guess what, Tethers? Guess what? Black Americans are exceptional. We are the exceptional people of America, right? It is us. And I'm gonna tell you how you know that we're the exceptional ones. Cause I'm gonna start wearing this shit. I ain't gonna hold you. This shit a nice little jacket. Fuck it. I like this coat. I am exceptional. I'm from exceptional people. I'm from an exceptional lineage, and we got all the exceptional records to prove it. Right? You don't. You don't got the exceptional records to prove it. At the end of the day, Black American culture has always boiled down to us being innovators. whatever positive, negative, whatever. It's we innovators. We innovated through slavery. We innovated through our fights to get out of slavery. We innovated through our foods. We innovated through our music. Not to mention, we innovated so much the YT man had to create a system because our innovation was overflowing this country. The USPTO, it was created because of our innovation, and then we innovated through freedom fighters. You do know the SWAT part of the United States, the SWAT team, they had to innovate because our Black Panthers was standing up. We innovate past white T supremacy, but you tethers. Goodness gracious, y'all live on y'all knees. Y'all live on y'all knees, and y'all been dragged. Y'all been slowing down the movement. Y'all been slowing down the cart. Y'all just are some real anchors, right? And for the last thing I'm gonna land on, when Brody was talking, what he did, we're so exceptional, he put on our exceptional voice speaking pattern, right? All of that Black American vernacular ebonics in his throat. I can't stand talking to a tether that sound like my grandparents and don't sound like his grandparents.
Mm.
We're the only Black American people with our language actually with its own dictionary. All right, our Ebonics has its own dictionary, bruh. If you a tether and you know you a tether, stop talking to us because our Ebonics is ripped in your throat. It's spreading your lungs out. It's in your spine. All right. So I can hear the tether when I hear them speaking. The disrespect don't hit the same when you're not sounding like your ancestors. I guess I'll land with that. Hey, at least if you're gonna disrespect us, at least sound in your own dialect. At least have some type of accent. Your job,
I
these
thought you was
tethers' job.
landing.
Hey, I'm gonna land with this. These tethers'
Nah,
jobs,
I love you,
these
Simon.
tethered jobs supposed to do one thing. Cool. Come to America and do good. Their job was not to come to America and do their best at being a Black American. You are proving that we're exceptional because you disobeyed your parents. Your parents said go to America and you could be anything you want. You chose to want to be a Black American.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. I
Man,
land.
appreciate
Thank
that,
you,
brother.
Simon. Don't drop. Afro Lee probably knows this a little more. But one thing I dislike really is when they say you don't have no culture but the Bloods and the Crips, right? The
Hmm.
GANGS. So I don't really know West Coast GANG culture, but what I do know, whether it was on the West Coast or even in New York, which I was horrified when I found out about the culture here, but that's neither here nor there. It was always to protect themselves and the community, the
Hmm.
ones that they call brothers and sisters, right? So let's start there. If you cannot give me, and this is where I need help, that acronym to what Bloods and Crips mean, then you ain't qualified to tell us anything about them. If you can't tell us the years that the Bloods and the Crips call truces, right? Because community, they have to band together to fight the oppressor. If you can't mention all of that when you bring them up as one of our culture, the reason why everybody wants Larry Hoover free, then you ain't qualified to sit amongst us, let alone talk, right? Because it was always meant to protect themselves and community. And in New York, it started behind the walls. But what I want to tell you, because to protect ourselves from the Latinos, right? Because our men was getting jumped as soon as they walked on the floor. So
Yeah.
they banded together. But what I want y'all to tell me now, why the tether's all up in there? Tell us about the Showers posse. Tell us about why the Africans have a GANG, right? Tell me why my son is telling me, don't let my little brother go outside because this just happened and I see a Latino pew-pewing somebody in the head in broad daylight, right? And I look in Brooklyn, it's a bunch of Caribbeans pew-pewing them. So the New York is acting up because it's hot. And my children, or what my oldest son is worried about his little brother going outside because your people are in GANGS and don't know how to behave themselves. But it's all attributed to Black Americans, and that's why we delineated and we disaggregating the numbers. That's the political term for delineation. We have to disaggregate the numbers so we can understand who's really doing the crime. Okay? So when you bring up that, and also Haiti did not emancipate foundational Black Americans. Haiti emancipated themselves in 1804. Black Americans were always revolting on this land. I always go to New York, 1712 slavery revolt. Then we have Stono
But
Rebellion. We have 1730. I'm breaking up.
no, it's
You want
just
me to
that.
have you up? Okay.
Yeah, because I wanna make sure we at least get to everybody who hasn't
Okay,
spoken.
I'm sorry, y'all. So we revolted early on this land, and if they helped us in any type of way, why it took them 60 years to help us? We did it on our own. Haiti, the Haitians of 1804, great people, but today is the punks running around here worried about us instead of celebrating or going back to rebuild their homeland, our land there.
Heard they call them the cockroaches of the
Hold
Caribbean,
on.
but that's just what I heard.
Okay, so because I feel like you're gonna start trolling now, since you want attention or something. No, you got to turn your camera off because we don't know what you're gonna be on. Okay, so you can just speak like everybody else
That's odd. They don't seem like everybody. Shit, ZZ able to have her camera on. Why can't I have mine?
because you're
I'm gonna
not
come
ZZ.
up.
Go ahead, go ahead. You're not ZZ. Go ahead. What do you have to say?
Well, I'm gonna say what it is. I have a black father. You feel me? I'm from over here from the south. I'm here in Florida, so you feel me? That shit you saying right now don't make no sense for over here in Florida. When you say that shit, that
Shit, because I don't know
Where's
what
his
shit
flag?
is.
Where's hold on? His flag is from where?
Y'all ask him his
Right.
race and
And
He
ethnicity.
got a
black,
Colombian. He got a
yeah, what's
Colombian
your
flag.
Oh,
ethnic
that's a
what's your
Colombian
ethnic
flag.
group?
Okay.
What type of
Z,
black
my
is your
OG.
father? Is he Jamaican, Haitian? What is he?
Bahamian. And my mama, it's called
Okay, so
Afro.
his black ain't my
Colombian.
Father
black.
ain't black. Yeah,
Hold
your
on,
father ain't
everybody,
black.
stop. Everybody, if
Okay,
y'all
we
do
sorry.
that,
We
I'm
sorry.
gonna
We sorry.
start
We sorry.
dropping people. People
Whoa,
cannot
what
hear.
the hell? He not a foundational black probably to you, but like to Florida here, most of this shit was ran by Bahamians to the Hispanics, bro. And we influence all this shit here in Florida. Y'all can't take that from us. We run all
When did
this
your
shit down
father
here.
get here?
So
When did your parents get here?
when did he get here? You want to talk about my grandparents? My grandparents got here
No, you broke up.
in the 70s.
Your
But
your
my
grandparents got there in the 70s. You're
father's
breaking up. Your signal is kind of bad right now.
hold on. I'm
Bohemian
about to make it
Wi-Fi,
through.
bro. You got that Bohemian Wi-Fi.
Let's say how
Hello?
did he influence anybody sound
Okay,
like us?
you're breaking up. Can you?
No, we not. No, we sound like ourselves around here. Especially if you ain't never been to North Miami
That's
Beach,
our
you
vernacular,
don't
Okay,
know what
sir.
I'm
hold on.
talking about.
That's our vernacular, sir.
Hold on, Halo. So your
Your
family
vernacular, hell no. This
left
how
their
we speak
country.
around here.
Hold on, your family left their country, young man. Your family left their country in the 70s and came to Florida, right?
Yeah, most definitely. But I still got a house in Bahamian and I got a house in Colombia, like on both sides. So
Okay.
they ain't like they left. They still go back and forth.
Okay, they
They
go
got
back
dual
and forth.
residency.
And exactly what did you all influence? Because
What
you
did
haven't,
y'all or
by your own
we?
admission, your family has
My
not been
people? What did
influenced by
my
that.
people influence? If you want to date back to the Bahamian work, my people came across the seas before anyone made it to the swamplands. You feel me? Ain't nobody was down here in Florida, so let's not play. Let's not act. Let's not act. Okay?
When did
Let's not play.
you said, okay,
I'm talking about
your
the history,
family
not
came
my
to
people.
your
I'm talking
family.
about
Hold on,
Bahamian
sir.
history.
We're having a conversation, young man. Your
My
family
bad.
from Bahamia came to Florida before anybody else.
I wouldn't. Not my family. I'm talking about my people's
Your
like in general. My
Your Bahamian culture,
ancestors,
those
all the
people,
way
your
back.
Bahamian ancestors came
Yeah,
to
my
Florida before
I'm
anybody
telling you.
else.
Yeah, before the y'all FBAs would you don't say FBA, but y'all want to claim it that, but
Okay,
that was we were
okay.
there.
When was
We
that?
was there.
When was
My
that?
people was there with
When
me.
did Bahamia
What
come?
year? Yeah.
When did that happen?
Yeah.
When did that? Come on, don't mute now.
Muted. I'm about to go do my go back and look because I don't got it at the top of my head.
Don't
Hold
know
on,
his. He don't know his
hold on.
heritage or his culture, man.
Okay,
This is crazy.
hold on, dude. Don't be coming up here googling and all of that stuff. Don't be doing that.
The
His
thing is,
uncle. He
I
doing
gotta
that.
do my.
He doing that Luther Campbell BS. That's what he doing right now.
No, I already did my
Oh,
research.
okay.
Hold on. Okay,
Wow, I
go
haven't been on
ahead.
TikTok in
Go
a while.
ahead.
I just got.
And I want you because he will go in another room and then they'll take what he's saying as being facts. Okay. So when did they come here? Is what you're saying?
Either way,
No, when you're saying that they got here. When did they come here? Okay. So we're gonna move on then. If your reception is that bad, maybe you're in Bohemia right now.
No, it's a fact, bro. I can't give you a specific year, but it's facts.
Well,
It's
no, you
facts. Like,
can't
it's
just
no
claim
bullshit.
something as
Ain't.
facts if you don't have a specific year, because you're claiming you came there before
I'm not
us.
just claiming. It's the truth.
Okay. Well, young man, you got to go play a video game or something. We're having an adult conversation right now. So listen, they will go around and they'll be all like, we've been here, and we did all of this stuff. And then you ask them, once you ask them specifically about the things that they've claimed they've done, they don't have anything to say. Okay. His parents, his family got here in the 70s. Okay. They weren't here even long enough to do anything of relevance. Foundational Black Americans have been in Florida since before slavery was over, okay? In the Maroon Wars and the swamps and all of that stuff. We've been all over this country, in every place in this country, all right? Y'all did not get here till then. All right. Y'all, around the time your parents got here, that's when Bohemia and your countries got their independence. Y'all just got your independence around that time. Most of these countries that claim they have such significance in American culture didn't really Google it. In Africa and in the Caribbean, most of these countries that got their independence really didn't start getting their independence until the 1960s. Google what I'm saying. If I'm wrong, y'all come up and prove it. But for the most part, most of them didn't get their independence until damn near a whole century after we got our independence. While they want to come over here and they want to say that they found something. And I'm not talking about when y'all were quote unquote founded. I'm talking about when y'all got y'all independence. Okay. And you said your family are from two different places. All right. Most of them didn't.
He said
Y'all weren't
1920.
significant anywhere else.
He put in the comments 1920 to 1943.
These people got to stop acting like they was able to migrate here prior to the civil rights
Thank
bill.
you. They were not able to
Like,
migrate
come
here,
on.
even if they got, and I said for the most part, because there are some that got their independence, quote unquote, before, quote unquote. But even if still, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that they were coming over to America at that point. America had way stricter immigration laws as far as the Caribbean during that time. Most of these, and I want you guys to notice something, which is why I let him speak so long. Most of these immigrants didn't get here until after the 1960s, until after really the 1970s, to be honest. Most of their ancestors didn't start coming here until the 70s. And you know why? That's because foundational Black Americans fought for their right to immigrate here. And if only a handful of them were able to come here until after the 1960s, all right? That's why most of them can't trace their family back this far. They're only first or second generation at best, while they want to talk about how they've invented something or contributed to something. Your grandpa still has a thick accent because he's not from here. Your father probably has a thick accent, and your mama, because they're not from here. Nothing that you guys
But you see how he
was
sound?
done before.
But you see how he sound? He got a Florida swag. He got a Florida's Ebonic slang on him. That's what I'm saying. These people don't sound like they ancestors. They got to stop talking to us. I land, bro. My bad.
All right. Yeah, let's continue though. Let's continue.
Yeah, he probably in the GANG. Look, we run Miami. Who thinks like that? What are you doing to help Miami? So y'all can have some standing. Oh God. Whew. Afro, that was crazy. You know, the first guest set the tone, I guess. But now let's go back to having a real fruitful discussion, one that's
I
meant
want to
to.
get to Ashia.
Yeah.
Been waiting for a minute. How you doing? Ashia, are you with us? Okay, we'll get to Anderson.
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing all right. I find it hilarious, man. I'm just listening to these immigrants, man. You know, I've been to Florida many times, and let me tell you, man, they don't run anything down there. He capping for the camera, man. You know, the Black Americans culture is strong. in Florida. Even in the Carolinas, I'm from the Carolinas, the culture of Black Americans is very strong. And one thing you'll notice is you'll hear a lot of Black immigrants that come to the South, they'll say that certain cities don't have culture. What they're really saying is there's none of their culture there. It's just Black American culture. And if you pay attention, a lot of them are adapting to our cultures here in the South. Like they're trying to blend in. Like you said, they speak our language the way that we speak it. They dress the way we dress, so you can't really tell who they really are and where they really come from. So it's a lot of capping going on, with these folks, and we just got to call a spade a spade, you know. And I just it just it's annoying at this point, where these people like really like you gotta remember there's only 4 million Black immigrants in America. That's a speck. And they really think that they're popping like that. Absolutely not. And I said this before on one of your shows, we just have to gatekeep and vet these people, man. It's a lot of nonsense coming from that other side. And the sisters, BX, she was speaking about the GANGs, the culture that's here in America. If you notice, a lot of those leaders that started those, organizations, a lot of them have roots in Mississippi and Louisiana and places like that, because that's a mentality that we have about protecting the communities and stuff. Yeah, sometimes stuff may go left sometimes, but the original intent was to look out for our own. And it's crazy because when these people came here in the 70s, we just looked at skin color. We just let them come into our communities. But now I'm realizing that was a mistake, and it was a chance for them to use that to undermine us, to blend in and throw darts at us, when we're not looking. So that's all. That's all I wanted to say. We really gotta pay attention to their behavior and really gatekeep these people. The gates are closed, at least for now, but we gotta gatekeep these people, man. Like seriously, like. But that's all I wanted to say.
What I find so interesting, thank you. What I find so interesting is that they will put their flag in their bio. They will brag about, their culture and how we taking over and everything like that. But my only question is, why don't you want to go back and take over Bohemia? Why don't you want to go back and take over Venezuela? Why don't you want to go back to where your parents are from? You want to come over here and quote unquote take what we got over here, which is not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. But y'all are literally the same year you guys were crying, talking about ISIS coming to deport us, and we got to stick together. And it's not the time for diaspora wars. We're going to get deported. Come on, guys. Let's work together. Let's stick together. All right. That's what y'all was doing earlier this year, where y'all talk about how much culture y'all got and how much y'all taking over. I'm going to be very honest. The reason why y'all able to have a slight percentage of success is because we allow it for the most part. A lot of y'all businesses and stuff like that, y'all don't be really working the way y'all supposed to. And I do mean legally. Let's be honest. A lot of y'all be cutting corners where y'all not supposed to, and we just don't be saying nothing. That happens all the time in Chicago. And I be all like, that's not supposed to happen, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Us would, if we turned up a little bit on y'all would lose any success y'all have. Okay? Y'all would lose any success. All of the scholarships that y'all getting, the Dr. King scholarship, all of that stuff would dry up overnight. Okay? Y'all would be living in a super country, and y'all would be the third world country in a super country. Okay? That's what would happen if we weren't out here looking out for you guys. So you better be grateful. Now, I'm Zizi, do you have anything to say? Then we'll get to Halo, and then Move.
Yeah, it's crazy because you see, I think a part of that is where you get these people online who try to copy off FBA. They say they're foundational Haitian Americans or foundational insert whatever Americans, really trying to tether themselves to our group, really trying to attach themselves to the contributions of our group, of our ancestors, our people who are here on this land. And it's very quite disrespectful because they're trying to make it seem like it's an even playing field or like everybody contributed the same amount to go against this system and get us to the place that we are now. And that's not what happened. That's not, you talking about you been here. Okay, the only reason your family quote unquote been here is because my family been here. And your family was able to come because my family was here. Okay? The only reason your family was able to contribute or to fight back or to go against this system in any shape or form in this country is because of my ancestors. It's not the same. You're not going to equate what your people chose to do versus what my people went through and also chose to do. And a part of what they chose to do was stay. Your choices, your ancestors, your choices was to flee. So go along with that. Go back to your homeland. Take a credit to what your homeland, what your ancestors did. Don't try to put us on no even playing field like, well, we all got a piece of the pot. And it's like, no, we're not doing this thing. We're not about to have no confusion where it's like, oh yeah, well, it's time for reparations. Well, foundational Black Americans get reparations, but foundational Haitians we was here in 1920 and we had to, like, we're not, that's what that is leading to. They want to sit here and fake like it's just we just want our credit. We're a part of this country. That's not it. What it is that you know that when them tangibles come rolling around, you want to have an excuse to get your ass in line. We're not going to go for that. It's only FBAs. Y'all know where y'all come from. Go holler at the people that the colonizers that took over your own damn homeland and get it popping. But you're not about to do that here.
Well said. Well said. All right. Well said. All right, y'all tap the screen. Come on, we got 300 people in the room. What y'all haters or something? I mean, some of y'all are haters, but you know, for the family, come on, let's tap the screen. Let's get our likes up. All right, Halo, you got it.
Y'all tap that screen before we turn them comments off. Anyways,
Oh, Halo, I don't know. Are you on Bluetooth? Halo, we can't hear you. Are you
hold
on?
on, let me take it off my Bluetooth.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
I had to take it off my Bluetooth. First of all, let me say I'm a proud American. I'm gonna wave my red, white, and blue flag all up in your face. I do not care about what you think because you don't even supposed to be here. You're supposed to be back home building up your slaughtered land. You know, so I don't even know why you in my face anyway. Why you over here in my land talking about some you influencing something? Well, why you come up here sounding like my people and not your people? Why you using my vernacular? Okay, last I checked, we ain't fleeing everywhere as you. So I think you need to stop being the roaches of the world, stop being the rodents of the world, and go fix your country and make it about something. Because why are you here in my face? Because I worry about reparations, worried about our politics. Won't you worry about what's going on in your country? Because if we dig deep into your country, baby, which I have, and I saw some disturbing things when I dig deep into your country. It was horrible over there. Way horrible than it is over here. You talking about you can't walk outside. You can't walk outside on your land. You got cheetahs running through your backyard. Okay, so you can't walk outside on your land. You walk outside, you're going to get ran down by elephants and giraffes. It's just no type of stability over there. And you got the nerve to come over here and talk about us. You got the nerve to come over here. I'm proud to be American. I'm glad I'm over here. I'm glad I was born in a hospital and not a mud hut. I'm glad that I was put in the car seat and not wrapped up on the back of a goat. I'm glad. I am proud. I'm proud to be over here. You know, and I was just on the panel. I wouldn't be probably throwing shots like this if I wasn't just on the panel with some girl talking about we're the lowest of the lowest and this, that, and third. So now I'm gonna throw shots at you. Talking about we're the lowest, we're something. You said what?
Where was she from talking like that?
Oh, she was from Nigeria, and
oh please,
and I had people report her little school that she's going to. I hope she know that. I mean, Nigeria is the last people need to be talking. Last I checked, Ghana is lifting up your little portable houses, literally lifting them up and telling you to get out. I'm not just saying lifted. Did y'all see the videos of them lifting those houses up, those little stick houses that y'all got over there? And then y'all want to talk about somebody, the homeless over here. Okay, just because you're like what's that little crab that crawl inside of things all the time? Just because you're one of them Kirby crabs that just find anything as a home, you just find anything like you'll crawl up under something and call it a home, don't mean you have the right to talk about our homeless over here. We don't make everything a home over here, okay? Like you do. We don't settle to live on dirt floors and fall asleep like it's nothing. Like you just fall asleep on a dirt floor. You don't care if ants come pick at you. Nothing come pick at you. That's uncomfortable to me. That's why I'm first world country. You know, I got that first world country jizz on me. I don't know nothing about drinking toilet. I mean, you don't even have toilet water because you don't have really toilets over here. Well, I don't know nothing about drinking water with stones in it and sticks in it. Okay, I don't know nothing about that. I drink my purified water. You know what purified? You know water in a bottle, not a bag.
Oh,
That's how I live. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When you get over here, you gotta be on survival mode because you ain't never seen nothing like this. You feel me? You ain't never seen a life like this. So when you get over here, you gotta hurry up and pick some. Oh yeah, white team man. Yeah, I love. Yeah, we know. Are you gonna go back home? We get it. But I ain't gotta worry about that. I'm first world country. You wouldn't know that red, white, and blue. And that black and gold and red flag, you wouldn't know nothing about that, would you? All you know about is your flag where you digging grounds and and squat. Got the mega knees over there. Cause that's all y'all do is squat in the middle of the streets. Okay, you wouldn't know nothing about that. And I'm gonna say that because I'm not gonna be nice to you. You're gonna run into people like me a lot lately, since you want to run your mouth about us. So I can say what I gotta say because I'm on my land. And when you come to my land, you bow down. Okay, I didn't flee over there to your land because you ain't got nothing for me to flee over there to. Nothing for me to flee to because you're trash. And you don't amount of nothing. I'm going to say this last little thing. If it wasn't for the colonizers going over there, building up your land and showing you how to take baths and brush your teeth, you will still be in the mud hut banging rocks together. You want to talk about education? Your education consists of a mud hut with one book in it, with barely books in it, barely pages in it. That's all. That's what your education consists of. You found it somewhere in a dump. You found the book somewhere in a dump, and you dragged it back home to your little mud hut, and then that's your education. That's your education. If it wasn't for the colonizers, baby, you'll be nothing but a potato sack bag wrapped around you. You would still be wearing a cheetah head over your shoulders, because that's what your clothing wear is. Because let's be for real here, those patterns came from the Dutch, the dashiki came from the Chinese people. A lot of y'all clothing came from other places, like the Arabs and stuff. That's probably where you got the little musk smell too. So your cultural wear is animal skin. Mine is jeans, because a Black American came up with jeans, and we came up with a lot of things. It was a Black American woman who was making the dresses for the presidents. So you want to steal the Nigerian people that want to say them Nigerian dresses came from y'all. How come Marilyn Monroe had those dresses on first, but Marilyn Monroe, no, she didn't, because Dorothy got it from Dorothy, a Black American woman. So you want to step up here and steal from I'm gonna just say you're gonna steal from the Europeans, and then have the nerve to sit here and say them your dresses, them is not your dresses. I seen them dresses on Americans first before I seen it on y'all. You stole it. Just like you steal everything else, like you stole from the Chinese people and you stole from the Arabs. Where's your culture? I'm glad my culture upgrades. I'm glad my culture ain't stuck with a long boob grandma dancing around a campfire with a straw dress on. That's not my culture. Okay, my culture, we wear clothes over here. We're clean. We smell like soap and water. But I'ma shut up. I'm done.
bro. I just want to add Halo. Queen. I just want to add to it. Yeah, you got these Sudanese people and all these Africans over here that want to come over here and comment on our politics and what we should do, how we should stand, look which way. but their country is literally in shreds. Like, go get in politics over there and fight the oppressor there, and we gonna deal with it here. Y'all can acknowledge it everywhere else, but the system we up under. That is insane to me. I land again. Halo, you funny,
You know
bro.
what's funny? I see them saying America isn't too much. But also see Africans and Caribbeans and all these people crying when I snatch their asses up. Can I get an amen? So our first world poverty is still rich and upper class in y'all countries. So maybe keep your mind or your mouth off of America and just go after the person that you're offended by. Because you ain't trying to leave America. Even Flint done fixed their water system. So you can't say too much about America. And I'm willing to bet if we took a lot of the immigrants out of the areas we call the hood and leave it to just a foundational Black American setting, it'll be top notch. It'll be A class. Because we got the Caribbeans in there, we got the Latinos, we got the Africans. They really be braiding hair out of them apartments. They're on Section 8. They protested in New York for more welfare benefits. I mean, I'ma just kill a game right here. I'm from New York. I seen the good and the best of everybody, even my own. And I got to tell you, them Africans are up there and borderline Bronx and Westchester, okay? Beeping the horns at the fiends. What do they need a fiend for, y'all? Y'all got wedding fraud, it's frauds, and all this other stuff going on. But yeah, y'all come over here bothering us. That's fine. I'm gonna start airing their dirty laundry too. The moment they put their mouth on America and my ancestors, then I got a few things to tell you. Cause y'all backyards ain't clean. Not in that homeland. And yes, protesting for EBT, and it was a white tea woman that shut them down.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, Afro.
Well,
I'm a
I'm gonna say
land.
this. I'm gonna say this. We should have way more likes than we have right now. We got um
You
going
gotta
on
cut the
400
comments
people in the
off.
room. We should have way more likes. Okay, we're gonna have to cut the comments off in a second. If we don't have 100,000 likes in here, in the next couple minutes, we're gonna have to cut the comments off. I'm gonna say this now. There are people in the chat room who was all like, "Oh, let's not do too much. Let's not do too much. Let's not go too far." Okay, listen. Okay, this is the things that we've been holding back, and we've been trying to be peaceful. We've been trying to have decorum and be respectful, or whatever the case is. And they will come over here and they will denigrate us. They will denigrate our culture. They will denigrate the fact that we're still struggling in this country, as if they're not struggling in the country too, as if they're doing great. They'll do all of that. So if you're not ready for this fire, then you need to shut up. Okay? Because the thing is that you're not gonna throw a rock and then hide your hands. Don't throw a rock from a glass house. That's all we're saying. Okay? Because we just throw harder than you. Okay? If you hit, expect to get hit. Don't. I hit you with 10% and you hitting me with 50%. It is what it is. You shouldn't have started that 10% because we always, one of the things in our culture, we always gonna up it. That's just we always gonna up it. That's it. Okay. You hit me once, I'm gonna give you a left, a right, and then a jab, maybe a uppercut or something like that. We always gonna up it. We're gonna one up you. That's it. Okay. So don't be saying it's too much because y'all started it. Don't start nothing you can't finish. Okay. One of my favorite scenes from it was Men in Black. Will Smith. Okay, he was fighting the monster in the first one. He said to the giant roach, speaking of roaches, to the giant roach, okay, he said, "Hey, don't start no shit, won't be no shit." Now that came from a song, but still, I remember it when I was a kid. I'm like, I like that. That's cool. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Now y'all complaining. Now y'all feelings is hurt. Okay, it is what it is. All right. Ashaya, are you with us?
Peace. Yeah, it's Asia. How you doing?
Asia.
Shout out to her. Halo, she's hilarious. I do believe we're very loving people, right? But we're also mirrors. So shout out to her. She had me crying. Are we still talking about the prompt? Because I know it kind of stirred.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Gaslighting, lineage, pride with American exceptionalism. This topic is really popular right now in these TikTok streets. So I think it's a strategy, right? The
Wait, hold on,
gaslight.
Asia. Hold on.
Go ahead.
It is where I am. It's 3:17. Okay. In the next 5 minutes, if we don't have over 100,000 likes, I'm just gonna have to turn the comments off. Come on, we gotta be on code. Let's lock in. Let's get these likes up. Go ahead, Asia.
Especially since I've been nice, I haven't been muting and blocking anybody. I've just been letting them go.
5 minutes.
Tap
Okay.
the screen, share the live out. Thanks.
All right. Go ahead, Asia.
I think the gaslighting is a strategy, right? I think they want us silent because our pride makes us, well, our pride kind of makes we all built this story crumble, right? And it's not just the FBA pride is just not identity, it's receipts. And I think receipts exposes them for the simple fact that they bring close to nothing to the thing that we built in America, you know? So it's a lot of that gaslighting. I don't even think it's gonna really end. I think they will forever gaslight us. you know, I think that's just what they want to do because it's strategy. It really is a strategy, and the fact that the gaslighting is happening because we are acknowledging the things that we've done. Like we know our history, right? We've all went to school, you know, but we never popped our collar to how complex it is, right? So it's making them feel away. It's really making them feel away. And the pride also gaslight the fact that it carries. I think the fact that we have ownership over America's foundation is going to forever make them feel like they have to do that as well. I think that's what it gets to the nitty gritty of, right? The fact that we have rightful ownership of the foundation of this country. So I don't think they're going to be able to get past that. And I'll land there.
D, you
Yeah,
want to add something now?
That was a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That was funny as hell. Her rant that went on, but I do understand it though because like Afro said, it is something that's been that we haven't had the chance to be as vocal about, especially because a lot of us are just now really starting to understand the deepness, the impact, the true impact, the actual side effects of these people coming into our spaces, tethering themselves to our ethnic lineage, and really going into, pretending to cosplaying to be us, you know, and trying to undermine our progress. I think it's a lot of us are really starting to see this on a serious level, on a political level, you know, more so, and we're understanding why this is really a problem. Especially those of us who was on like some Pan-African and shit or grew up real pro-black, real, you know, for black people grow up globally, anything in that sort of aspect. So yeah, I think, hey, it'd be like that. Like what Afro say, hey, don't start nothing, won't be nothing, you know, shit. It'd be like that. They'd be all right. She didn't say nothing that was too great. She just went for a long time. It was just going in. That shit was insane. But yeah, that was, you know, it is what it is.
All right. I want to get you. Who is? Why is my thing frozen? Okay, let's get to Curl Power. I think it's frozen up right now. That's weird.
Because we
Got
can hear you
100,000
and see
likes.
you
All right,
moving.
that's what I'm talking about, family. Thank you.
Okay. All the lights went up. I didn't see that.
I was just gonna go back to what the first guy said. He was like saying things about Black Americans not having any type of like ownership and everything like that. So I'm from Michigan. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm from Michigan. So so my family came to Michigan in the 50s from the South. A lot of Black Americans had control over the gas stations and the stores in Detroit. It was when the Arabs came here. People from Michigan are familiar with this. The Chaldeans, that is when a lot of Black Americans started to sell their businesses. I actually have a family member that owned a gas station. So I just wanted to say that like we do have that in our community, and we also have it in the South as well. And it's still very prevalent in the South, like in places like Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia. And my thing is like, you guys say these things, but what you say that we don't have these things, but do you have those things in your countries? Like, I'm not really seeing much of any industry coming out of their countries as well. Haiti, Jamaica, I'm not seeing any prominent industries, come out of their country. So I just wanted to clear that up. That's why I came up here.
Hmm. The reason why I didn't stop anything when Halo was going off is because of the fact that that's the raw truth of the situation. That's the raw truth. You know what I'm saying? There was jokes mixed in that, but that is the raw truth. You go to some of these other countries, and the truth of the matter is we know this, okay? That's a lot of stuff we saw in certain documentaries. Of course, they made sure to depict a negative view, but let's be honest,
They
that's not
cherry pick, yeah.
100% untrue.
Yeah.
There are roads. I've known people who are Nigerian, and they will tell me Nigerians do not have electricity all year round. Okay, they don't have running water all year round. This is stuff that if you ask them about, they will tell you. Now there are certain nice places, but the average, they got a lot of issues. They have a lot of problems. Okay, their roads aren't even totally paved yet. They literally drive like up and down on like dirt roads. There's no concrete, there's no bricks and all of that stuff on their roads, their infrastructure, their housing, their plumbing, their electricity, all of that stuff. Somebody says Morocco, not Nigeria. I heard from a Nigerian, Nigeria got that problem too. So Morocco might have that problem. It's a lot of people that have that problem. And we're not sitting up there we've never tried to shame them or be
Exactly.
condescending to them or anything like that or other them, and yet they come over here like that one guy talking about, well, I mean, y'all don't run this and y'all don't get this and y'all don't get this and y'all get this from them and y'all get this from them and y'all get this from them. They're coming over here
Projecting.
projecting
Exactly.
their insecurity and projecting really their primitiveness. And I got to call it for what it is, because the situation is not going to get fixed if we keep sugarcoating everything. If we keep acting like they're doing better than they are, which they're not, otherwise they would be there. That like that one tether who came over here. Yeah, we run in Florida. You're not running your homeland, so I doubt you run in Florida.
They don't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, Afro. Like, they don't. I'm just gonna just break it all the way down. Like, you don't see them doing. You don't see them as plumbers, mechanics, and construction. You don't see them doing any of that type of work that would actually help their countries develop. Like how my people have. Like, I have actually, that really set me off, because I'm just like, my family, they have these businesses in the South, and they have it up here too. My uncle that just passed away, he owned a taxi company. He worked at the plant. Everybody from Michigan know that we came up here for the plant work, and I still have family members that still work in the plant to this day.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's what we came up here for. And I'm just going to be honest. I don't see them. They keep saying they're hard workers. I don't see them working. I see everyone else represented in the workforce, except I don't see them working. Because I do have a few friends that are immigrants. What I see them do is they'll come here and they immediately start to gun for benefits. Like, anybody pay attention to it. They gun for benefits. They start trying to look for things. Oh, I wonder if this is going to be free. I wonder if I can get this. I wonder if I qualify. They look for these benefits to live off on until they can get some sort of degree, and then they'll work in their field maybe a few years and they'll quit, or whatever. I don't see them actually. Well, we work from the ground up. We're hard workers. You guys don't work. You guys say you find ways to, get benefits. They literally make it their, what is it? It's like their come up to get any sort of social benefits that they can find.
Yeah.
And it just upsets me, because it's like, I know most of our people are in this. I have so many people that have been working in the plant for decades, 12-hour shifts. Anyone that's from Michigan knows how this works. We work hard for our success here. You guys don't. You guys come and stand on our shoulders and do the bare minimum, and then you get these degrees and you think that you did something. You didn't do anything. And then another thing is, I've been dealing with some health issues with my mother. I'm in and out of the hospital, with her. I'm not seeing you guys as doctors or nurses either. Thank you. I'm not seeing that either. I don't see any of you, or we're doctors, lawyers, and engineers. I'm not seeing that. The math isn't mathing.
Detroit, right? So I think
Yes.
they're going by the urban life of New York, maybe Florida, and they feel that that's the only demographic that probably applies to the whole. But my granny was a whole nurse, and my daughter's in nursing too. So I think that they just do, they only focus on what they want to focus on, and that's most likely our impoverished or urban areas. They're forgetting about the South, the Midwest,
Mhm.
the West Coast. You
Now,
you you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying, Afro?
Especially the West Coast too.
let
Yeah.
me let
But
me let
yeah.
me add to what you're saying. A lot of people are talking about the situation, the Jubilee debate with Amanda Seals and the 20 conservatives, right? And there was a Nigerian woman who was talking about Chicago, talking about the South Side of Chicago and all of its violence and all of that stuff on the South Side of Chicago. Okay. But then she went on to brag about how well Nigerians are doing. Oh, well, they're coming over here, they're not working, and they're becoming doctors and lawyers and all of this stuff. And oh, okay. Well, what's interesting is that recently there was a video that exposed the fact that 500 with two zeros, that's five with two zeros, Nigerians were completely fired because they were scamming and they were using fake death certificates so they can get time off their job, you know. So, and I'm talking about not one or two, 500. You can't tell me 500 of them were doing the same exact thing if scamming is not indicative in their culture. If they don't come over there with that mind frame, they come over here and they try to brag about all of the hard work and all of that stuff. But when we start looking into these degrees and start seeing the legitimacy of these degrees, I bet you a lot of these will come up fake. A lot of these degrees that they be bragging about having are fake, fraudulent, artificial, if we're going to go there. Now, have you ever heard of a scandal of a black American with a fake degree? Have you heard of scandals of black Americans cheating on the SATs and all of that stuff? I've heard of Nigerian scandals. I've heard of Asian scandals. I've heard of white scandals. I ain't heard of no FBA scandals. I'm just saying.
In America. So
But I
Somebody in
think,
the chat room like, I've heard of one. I'm not talking about one person. I'm talking about a whole scheme, an organization, something that the damn feds would be involved in. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about
you know
somebody
they
who cheated on the test. I'm talking about y'all got hundreds of people in on it. We don't do that.
So is it a percentage
you know they
pool?
seem to
Or
listen to what we say negatively about them, and they don't hear their own people talking ish first. So they get in the chat trying to play victim. Shouldn't have came up here and said what you said. So I mean, even on other panels, so you just gonna get eat up every time bumping into me. Every time.
Right. But let's get to y'all
I'm
don't know
gonna
how.
bump
Okay,
anybody. I'm not saying I'm gonna bump you.
hold on, dude. Wait your turn. Okay, be civilized. You're among FBA. Be civilized. Okay. Uh, we're gonna get to black man. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I just want to say something to the point that the first tether was making. He said that we don't cultivate our industries or our culture. And I think when they first come to America from their conditions, they're expecting to see us do what they do, which is peasant work. And they're not realizing the American way of doing things that we have risen to more so as black capitalists. It's a modern society with modern nuances of doing business, and they don't realize that, and maybe they should learn how to do that to make their homelands better. So, for instance, Apple is one of the largest companies in the world. They're not making Apple phones in America, but they invented it. They own the IP, and they just employ a labor force that will work for pennies on the dollar, right? So when you see black American sisters getting pampered, right? No, we're not going to sit in a sweatshop and cut our hair and degrade ourselves like that, like the Asians cut our hair and sell it to a pampering class of people. That's what they do. So the sisters created these styles and created these demands, and they just facilitate what we want by pampering us. We don't go to Africa and see the Asians or the Chinese doing African nails and doing their feet. No, we see them colonizing their whole country, robbing them of their resources, and getting the gold and sending it back to Black Americans so that we can put it in our teeth because we're the pampering class. We've risen beyond that, and I kind of think that they expect to see us doing what they do in their homeland, like putting children and diamond mines and stuff like that, just so Black Americans, just so the Jews can control it, and the Jews come sell it
I don't
to
know, BX.
pampering
That
Black
word, you gotta
Americans.
watch. You gotta
I'm
say
sorry, the
small
Jays.
hats, brother. Gotta say
I'm
small
saying, I'm
hats.
sorry, the small hats, so that they can come pamper Black Americans, right? So one piece, and if I'm getting long with the BX, cut me, because I get it, y'all running the show, but one piece that he talked about that we don't cultivate our music, right? He said that it's someone else controlling what we write, and I think again they don't have the connection with us. They don't know how this thing works. Uh, and you can take it back to Motown. That was a foundation of Black American enterprise. Actually, at that particular time, that was the largest foundation of Black American business in the country. And it was all done from top to bottom by Black Americans. And later on, he sold the company. He sold the rights that he owned, right? So that was all us. But what we see today, because I hear a lot of people say that the Jays or the small hats run the industry, but they don't know what's going on. First and foremost, no one's controlling what we write. There's a street element to all of this. If you look at all of these artists, a majority of them, right, how it starts is people coming from the streets, and to legitimize themselves, they start funding rappers. They put up they get a record label, they start a record label, and then they start funding rappers. And what they do is they get a distribution deal. So No Limit was independent. Cash Money, independent. CMG out of Memphis, independent. 1017, all of these people come from the streets, and they start legitimizing themselves, and they go back to their neighborhoods, which tethers don't do. They don't go back to their lands, so they go back to their neighborhoods and rise and bring their people up, right? So if you look under the hood of all of these records, they own the copyrights, the sound copyrights to these records. It's just a distribution deal, right? How else would a Lil Wayne sell his masters to a company for $50 million and Future and stuff like that? So they know the nuance of doing business that tethers don't know how, and that's why they're in the financial situation that they're in. We're not a peasant class, right? We've become sophisticated by learning and not fleeing, and I think they should learn from us, right? Rather than try to put us in a box that we don't fit so that they can compare to us. But that's all I had to say.
That's a good point. And to add to that, real quickly, a lot of the things that you said, for instance, when you talk about music, Motown, and things like that, and us selling the property, or I'm not sorry, the property, the ownership of those things, we are now starting to realize that when ownership is when ownership belongs to somebody outside of the lineage, it deteriorates. Okay. And that's why you're starting to see an example of us like really kind of boycotting or stepping back from a lot of things. All right. If you guys didn't know, the CEO of Essence just resigned. Okay. That's, if y'all didn't know that. And that's because we didn't like the way Essence was going. Essence was going that way for a few years. And then next thing you know, this last big incident, we said, okay, you know what? That's it. Yes, she did. Google that. Okay. She just resigned. All right. You can also look at even BET. BET is struggling right now. All of these things that we're not connected to, even though we made it, because we're not owning that, is struggling. So right now we're having kind of like a re-ownership phase of a lot of our intellectual property and inventions and creations and things. In September, which is coming up shortly, in September they're talking about how there's going to be like a mass buy-in, I would say, of black-owned hair care products. So right now, culturally, we're going through a renaissance of ownership right now. So yeah, we were colonized before, but that doesn't mean that that's not our culture. And now we're taking back ownership of our culture. Even when we talk about the music, we're taking back ownership of a lot of the music. A lot of this music nowadays, the music industry is really struggling nowadays. Okay. Most of these artists aren't really selling the way they would like you to think they're selling. Most of them are not, to be very honest with you. And that's because a
Afro,
lot of their
Can I?
music doesn't have
wait a
playback
minute, because
value.
I
You
don't want to
listen to
lose
the
my
album
train of
once,
thought,
and then
black man. I'm
that's kind of
sorry.
it. I'm gonna let you go, but
Don't apologize to me.
we're
I'm
getting
going
our
to say
ownership
this.
back.
Wait a minute, black man. So, let's be mindful that the owner of Essence Fest is still Liberian, right? So or they could have concocted a story for her to step down. So even if he puts a black American face in there, whether they identify as FBA or not, right? It's tainted. What we actually really should what the tangible thing should be is that he gives it back to the Black American community, preferably somebody from New Orleans. Get it? So let's not be fooled or lulled into that. It's a great point. It's a great point that
No,
she stepped
I
down.
definitely
But
agree.
no, it's what I'm telling the people though, Afro, because me and you get it. But I don't want them to just hear that piece of information and be like, oh, okay, well, it's safe to go. No, the owner is still Liberian. We still boycotting them. So don't be fooled, y'all. Okay, got it.
Hey,
That's
one
all I
last
wanted
point.
to interject.
Yeah, I give you 10 seconds, and then
No, you good, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go to the next person. You good.
okay. All right, let's get to. I know you've been waiting patiently. Let's get to Taria Harris.
Yes, it's
Ara?
Tierra.
Sierra.
Yes, it's
Okay. I
Tierra.
can't really. Sometimes
Yes.
the thing is a little small. All right, you got it.
Yes, I'm
I
cleaning
appreciate your
up right now. I
patience
got
too.
my own
Thank you.
business. I'm cleaning. Thank you, King, for giving me a voice here. You know what I'm saying? You are more appreciated than you would ever probably even know.
Thank
You
you.
know? We need black men like you. We need a whole lot more like you. You know?
Thank you.
You are our prized possession. I just want to let you know that. Okay? You
Thank you.
are really the black woman's prized possession. You know, you remind me of the Black Panthers and, all the things that, our ancestors fought for, And it's a beauty to come up here and see you still spreading the word, still keeping us educated. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And I have my own cleaning business, so I live in a white town, a white tea town. Yes, and I clean for them. So yes, you know what I'm saying. But I have my own business doing it. I'm from Chicago, you know, and I lived in the South for the last 10 years. Okay, and what I want to add to the panel is my indigenous people. Please don't lose your way. You hear me? Don't lose your way. We have ancestors that's taught us everything besides the things that we have researched on our own, correct? And a lot of the things that we were told, all of the things almost are lies. And it was put there so that we would stay oppressed. Because everyone is, they're offended by Black power, okay? And not just white tea people, okay? Not just white tea people are offended by our power. Our own diaspora is offended by our power, okay? And the way that we feel so proud about who we are, and what our ancestors have done in this country to allow them to even come here willingly to live off our resources, okay? So when let me tell you one thing. When the African tries to tell you that we live off EBT and government assistance, let me tell you something. EBT, the projects, I want you guys, my FBAs, I want y'all to do some research for me, okay? I want you guys to look at the projects, go into the projects of the major cities like Chicago and New York, okay? I want you guys to understand what those properties and who those properties were made for. Okay? They were not made for us. Okay? They were made for white people. Okay? They were made for them. Okay? And during our protest, we begin to be able to be involved in that. Okay? And, when it comes to like taking care of the community with food and stuff, which, everybody want to say food stamps, the Black Panthers was doing that. Okay? They were doing that. They stopped that, correct? Okay. They killed them. They unalived them all, right? Okay. The public assistance program was not built for Black people. Okay. Section 8. What's the other thing? It's another one that we have that's not Section 8. It is called a public assist. The assistance, because we have the Section 8, and then we have the more like assistant living type of stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That was not built for us. Okay. That was built for the YT people. Okay. We protested to be included. You know why? Because this is our land. This is us. Okay? But they did everything. We gave them everything. When they settled here, we gave the Pilgrims everything. Okay? We taught them how to farm. We gave them gold. We gave them silver. We gave them land. And it backfired on us, It backfired. I want my FBA to look at this too, okay? It was us, the African Americans, the Arabs, and the Africans. We all had control of the oil here in America, okay? At one time. I want y'all to understand that. Look that up, baby. It's history. History you can always look up. You can always find it. We had control over that. We had our own oil. We had our own everything on Turtle Island. Okay? Before it was even named America. Okay? I don't want my FBAs, my indigenous Black people of America, to ever feel weary. Okay? Because we are rising up. We are rising up from our ancestors. Okay? And we will continue to rise. It's in our blood. It's in our spirit. That's why we do this. Some of us do this every day. We speak the truth every day. You know why? You know how many of us suffered? Nobody can take. Nobody can take that from us.
Be wrapping things up a little bit.
Yes, sir. Because I have to finish, cleaning these people shit. But anyways, I just want to leave and land my plane and tell my people that I love y'all. I love y'all so deeply. I love y'all so deeply like my children. I have 3 of them. I love y'all. And don't y'all stop fighting. You don't stop fighting you don't stop fighting ever. You hear me? Don't ever stop fighting. I love y'all.
Love you too, sister.
Thank you, Tiara. Can I say this? Because, see, I invented, well, no, I ain't invented, but listen, you cannot say your mammy to a foundational Black American. Because look what our mammies birthed. They birthed the greatest culture of freedom fighters, let's say that, yes, and infrastructure builders. We kicked off the economy. Like, our mammies are so great that we are a Black nation within a nation, that we have our spiritual practice and our areas aren't run down. But every Black nation's mammies, right, their spiritual customs, that land is destroyed. It's something about your mammies that just ain't working. You need to ask me what our mammies are made of and what have they done, and how you could do it, but I won't allow you to anyway. So you can't say your mammy to somebody like me, because my mammy birthed greatness. Yours birthed fleas. I land.
Truth hurts. All right, truth hurts. Let's get to because you were here before. Only one Jimothy. What's up, brother? How you doing? I'm
Easy,
good.
what's up? Salute, BX. How y'all doing? Y'all all right?
Peace. Good.
If y'all could skip me real quick. My son tearing some shit up real quick. If y'all could skip me and come back
All
to
right,
me.
we'll get you, Malik.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
We're good. How you doing?
Good, good, good. Uh, so what's the FBA stand for? So what you guys fight for?
Well,
Like,
maybe you just need to listen. Okay, how about that? Let's get to
Yeah,
Malcolm.
thank you.
He been here too long. No, we're not doing that. Nope, not doing
At
that.
the end, really, nigga? He can read this.
We're not doing that. Malcolm, you got it. Malcolm. Okay. Let's go up then. Let's get you, Rashonda.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Malcolm. Okay, damn. Come on now. What's up, Malcolm?
Yeah, I'm trying to talk. I mean, I don't know the result what you guys
Where
been
you
doing
from? Where
for,
you from, Malcolm?
and you guys trying to do that, and
Where
we
are
got
you from,
the
Malcolm? I
same.
know you can hear me.
Yeah, we got the same master. We gotta obey by that
No,
master,
you got a
which
master.
is
I don't have a no. Don't do that. He said we gotta obey. No, just stop talking. It's not your homeland. You are not talking to your kin.
Mm.
Okay. He said, "Why are you going against master?" Look, I'm not. No, I'm not where you from. We don't do that over here. Rashonda, you got it. You with us?
Yes. My name is Rashonda. I'm from Chicago. My ancestors migrated from Mississippi. I wanted to say that because when my grandparents left Mississippi and came to Chicago, they did live in the projects in Chicago. The projects was created for Black people because they experimented with the mice and they saw that if they took away all the resources that they would end up killing each other. So
You
projects
can't say
was
that on.
created for us because they thought we would internally kill each other.
You can't. You can't say the K word.
Stop it. Because you know
What K
what?
word?
People do that on purpose. People do that on purpose. Don't say the K word again.
What's the K word? I'm sorry, I didn't know.
You say unalive instead of the K instead of K.
Oh, okay then. Sorry. Unalive. They that was the point of them was they thought that we would unalive each other.
Mm, okay. I mean, I know they
It's
a lot. It's a lot to do with that they created an environment and then they stripped away the necessary resources around that environment, which they knew would cause chaos. You know, so a lot of that and stuff like that was orchestrated. It's a lot of history to it, and that might need to be another live conversation. If he's busy at the office, that's okay. Um, the Jimothy, you ready, brother?
Yeah, brother, what's up? You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to say, you want me to answer the prompt or you want me to just go off of what I was
Yeah,
saying? Because
if you could just answer the prompt and then say what you got to say.
all right, bet. So the gaslighting lineage pride with American exceptionalism. I seen that chick, Afeni. She's one of the main people I be seeing doing that stuff, right? Talking about this American exceptionalism. But what it is they want us to be an enemy in our own home to ourselves, right?
Hmm.
They don't want us to have any kind of ethnic pride. That's why they keep on attempting this like ethnic hazing that they doing to us. Oh, why are you afraid of being African and all this foolishness they keep repeating, right? So it's an attempt to kind of ethnically shame you. That's kind of like why a lot of Black Americans are moving away from the Pan Africanism because a lot of the Pan African leaders they're not even addressing this type of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like this ethnic hazing they feel like Black Americans should go through. But with that being said, it's funny because one of the biggest Pan African leaders in the conscious community, Sa Neter, just came out and said, my mother that just passed, her people are indigenous. So it's a lot of people walking there. Yeah, look it up. Sa Neter talking about his people are actually indigenous and he didn't know, and he's saying stuff like he gotta start apologizing to a lot of the folks that are making that claim and stuff. So it's crazy how that works. But I wanted to say
Ooh,
about,
Jimothy,
yeah, what's up?
can I just chime in?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
Tiara, I did a quick Google search, right, just to clear up some misinformation. It says initial U.S. housing projects created under the New Deal were primarily designed for white working and middle class families and were racially segregated. The first federally funded housing project, Techwood Homes in Atlanta, was built in 1935 on land cleared by displacing hundreds of black families and was designated for YT residents only. So Tiara is actually right, but I guess when we
Yeah,
were allowed to move in there is when they
yeah.
did their
That's when they
experiments.
started stripping the. They did their pretty much. They turned it into the ghetto. They made the ghetto. The government is what made the ghetto. Well, they want to talk about our culture is ghetto or whatever the case is. The government is what made that. Okay, so
Yep,
the history of that is actually kind of deep.
yep, yep. And just to add in with that whole thing with Black Wall Street, we actually did rebuild Black Wall Street. But what ended up happening was integration kind of unalived the motion of Black Wall Street. You feel me? So there's a lot of things they like to hide, but the truth is in the details. You just got to look for it. But I just wanted to address that tether dude that was up here, the Colombian Bahamian dude. Um, Wait, see, I grew up here in South Florida, right? And I'm half FBA and half South American, right? I seen this stuff happening since the 90s, bro. This is what they do. They come to our communities and they have this kind of like rivalry with us that we didn't even know existed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're really like I seen this stuff like I'm in my mid 30s now, right? I seen the transition of this stuff, right? The Colombians, the Haitians, the Cubans, they all teamed up together to kind of like dump on FBA that are here. So now when you start hearing stuff like, oh, the violence in the communities and the violence this, they're not telling you the story of how they're not telling you the stories of how these people been playing with us ever since like the 70s, since they started fleeing over here in mass, right? So just look up when Castro let them 80,000 Cubans come over here and Florida just accepted 80,000 Cubans that was in prison, all kind of degenerates, all kind of who's, bro. All kind of who's. Look that up. And then also too, the Haitian class that came in the 90s that was that were going under that banner of the Zopound, right? They didn't come over here looking to work or create any communities with us. They came over here looking for straight beef with us. This is all documented stuff. So when you hear dudes like that Colombian tether talking like that, that's why you get the news reports. That's why you get the what is it, CSI Miami's. That's why you get all that stuff because these people think we're punks and we're not playing with them. You know what I'm saying? So I know for a fact ever since the 90s, like their energy has fueled what they would call quote unquote black on black crime, which is absolute nonsense, right? They're not going to differentiate between a Haitian and a brother doing something to each other, but they also not going to tell the story of how these Haitians came over here with straight grief, straight beef with us. So I just wanted to say that dude was a straight up liar. He's a kid. You can tell that he's a kid. And his Bahamian father, let me tell you something that I know personally about the Bahamians. You ain't gonna see a lot of Bahamians on these apps up here talking crazy because they know just how much Black American has done for them, has done for the Bahamian economy, right? And right now they're going through a really stressful battle with Haitians. Haitians right now in the Bahamas threatening them to revolt because they're doing all kind of things like they're building shanty town style homes in the Bahamas instead of going going the proper way that you're supposed to do. They're just buying material and building these little shanty town homes and just flooding the Bahamas. So you're not gonna hear a lot of Bahamians up on these platforms talking crazy because they know the history between us and them. You know what I mean? There was a small amount of Bahamians that helped, like on the sugar plantations in Belglade, Florida. You know what I mean? So it's a few Bahamians that was riders, but you ain't, for the most part, you're not gonna hear them talking crazy, bro, because they know the history and they know that they wouldn't have the economy that they have in the Bahamas were it not for us kind of supporting them and helping them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, bro.
Yeah. Well, they gotta get their children straight then.
They gotta get they
They
gotta
gotta
get
get their
them little
kids
baby
straight. Their
kids
kids
back
is wild.
straight. Right, right. I agree 100%, bro.
All right. All right. Let's get to African Queen.
Hello,
How you doing?
fine. My name is Yassine, and I'm a citizen of the United States. I'm not a fleer. I'm a citizen.
Okay. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm not understanding what this platform is here to do. Are you here to educate us on our own continent and where we're from?
No.
Or are you forming a hate group to, express your xenophobic,
You're going to
like-minded?
have to provide proof,
No. No.
substantial proof of us being a hate group, besides
Oh,
calling y'all names, because that's
Talking about
easy.
America.
Hold
We're
on.
talking about
Right.
America.
you
Ain't
talk
nobody
about
talking about no
Before let
motherfucking
Africans.
me let's
African.
go. You
Africa.
talk to
We
her.
talking about
Let
American
me talk to her.
history. So that's why you don't understand.
Tierra.
Okay?
Tierra.
American history. I've
Bye.
studied American history. That's why I'm confused as to why you can't educate without bad mouthing us. You can educate people without saying they live
Well,
in
the
mud
thing
huts
is
and they're
that
fleers.
what we're doing is a little bit more than history. What we're talking about is a problem we're dealing with. Okay, that comes from the diaspora. And I'm a problem solver. I solve problems. That's something I'm good at. So I solve problems. And I'm noticing that there's a problematic element that comes from the diaspora. Or is everybody from Africa and the Caribbean and the UK a problem? No. But are they is there a problematic element that immigrates along with them? Yes. So yes, we do call that out. The same way if we went to your country and we were causing your people problems, you all would call us out. All right. And we wouldn't be able to tell you guys that y'all was being xenophobic. Okay. If we went to your country and we did anything that y'all disliked, if we went against the grain in any way, okay, and we know this to be true because we've had FBA who's tried to move to Africa. You know what I'm saying? And the second they did, Africans will let you know crystal clear where the line is drawn. Okay, and you bet not cross that. They don't even play that with other Africans. There's protests all over Africa right now because they don't want other African nations or people from other African nations going into their country. Okay, there's protests all up and through Africa right now. So you're going to come over here and talk about some xenophobia. All we doing is saying, hey, the problems that y'all causing need to stop. The gaslighting that y'all doing needs to stop. Okay? So the same respect you would feel entitled to in your homeland is the same respect we're entitled to in our homeland.
Much due respect, I hear you. But when you say Africans, you're generalizing
Yes,
all
yes,
of
yes,
Africa.
yes, because
So therefore,
every country, stop. All 54 countries, there are citizens from all 54 countries that come over and immigrate to America with no exception. Every country, you got people from every country in Africa that comes over to America. So when I say Africa, I do mean that. Okay.
okay, I get you again.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you gonna do about it? What is your plan? What do you guys plan on doing?
This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing
So,
about it.
so it's nothing beyond
Oh
TikTok.
no. See, that's G1 classified information. Okay, that's
Why would we tell you
FBA.
our
Yeah.
plan though?
No.
Yeah.
What
Well,
she's
our
trying to do,
families
stop.
have been here.
What she's trying to do is trying to get us to say that we're going. No, we're not going to do
No,
anything.
I'm not
We're
trying.
gonna.
I'm literally
We're,
trying to get an understanding.
we're calling out problematic behavior. Is that
What
okay?
what problematic behavior can you point out that so-called Africans have caused you or your
There's
family?
a whole boycott against the Africans. A
Yep, right
whole
now.
boycott against the Africans.
I
And
must
we're
be
not
under a rock.
opposed to, one minute. We're not opposed to switching our doctors if they are African. It's a problem with your mindset, no matter where y'all in the country. Because you know what I remember, Afro? My people talking to West Africans, and here came the East, the South, the Central. You know what I'm saying? All designed to go after foundational Black Americans. So we're going to generalize because everybody jumped in when we weren't talking about that.
Y'all will
And so
dogpile
this is what we're
when
doing,
it's
man.
convenient. Yeah. Y'all dogpile when it's convenient. And then when we say there's a problematic element coming from Africa, y'all act like, hold on, Africa, 54 countries. I don't know what you mean. You can't No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Because when it's convenient for y'all all team up and dogpile with the Caribbean as well. And then when we say Africa, y'all be all like, Africa's a continent. Y'all can't do it. Y'all can't play both sides. All right. Now,
Because
when
I'm
you're talking about a
confused.
problem, when we're talking about a problem, I mean, we can name politicians, sitting politicians today that are a problem for Black Americans, and that's more than enough. Okay, we can name
Then
commentators,
name
social
them. Name
commentators.
them. Talk about that. Make a
No,
platform
no,
about
because it's
that.
not just that.
Discuss those
No.
things.
It's
You
not
guys
just that.
always
It's not
using us
just
for
that. It's not.
clickbait,
Be
like
quiet, ma'am. Be
because you
quiet.
give views
Okay.
at this.
No, be quiet. Okay. It's the fact that y'all not coming over here, doing what y'all
Well, I'm
supposed
gonna
to do.
just drop. Y'all enjoy
No, you're
being
not gonna just drop. You're gonna
xenophobic
get
and
kicked out. That's what's
hater.
gonna happen. Okay, I
Oh,
take
come
pride in that.
on.
You're gonna get
Thank
kicked out.
you.
You're not
Thank
gonna drop.
you,
We don't
Afro.
have that dignity. Listen,
Right.
She
y'all
was
coming over
playing the
here,
whole
and
time
this and
like
Right.
she
what she
wanted to
wants us to do
learn and
is,
listen.
well, what do y'all want us to do? We're not attacking. We're not attacking. What are y'all gonna do to solve the problem? Well, I mean, the boycott is going on still currently. We're still in August right now, and the way y'all keep going about it, y'all just won't want an internal boycott. Apparently, all right, that's how y'all moving. That's how y'all
The
talking.
constant
So
gaslighting
here
is getting on my
they
nerves.
coming over here. She using the word xenophobic, which they can't substantiate. And what she wants us to do is she wants us to slip up and say something inflammatory that would make us seem like a hate group.
Exactly.
Yeah, what are y'all plans to do? What
Mm-hmm.
do you plan to do? That's none of your damn
That's why I
business.
said that is
Just
you
know
unclassified.
you
And
calling
first
y'all
off,
out on
all
y'all
FBA should know
bullshit.
what that means. If I say
Hmm.
that, all y'all, we should all know what that means. Don't tell
Right.
nobody, because some of y'all be, well, no, this is what it means. Don't tell nobody. If you don't know, you don't know. Okay, but you
Correct.
should know. Okay, don't tell
It's
But
nobody.
the thing
it's
is,
almost
And
like if
Africans
you
Africans
found the
ever
want
chat.
to claim the most powerful black people on this planet as their own. They don't go
Mm-hmm.
to Haitians and do that. They don't go to Jamaicans and do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, they don't
they only
force
do that
themselves
with
off on
us
nobody else. They
because
don't
we
force
are the
themselves.
blueprint of the entire world.
Yep.
Okay?
And you know what? I think they
That's
low key.
why they are on our behinds the way that they are. Because we influence everyone.
That's right.
Because we are the most powerful black people to
That's
ever
right.
walk this planet.
That's right.
Leave
Yeah,
us alone.
I,
That's what
That
you need to
whole
do.
what
Okay,
are
hold on, everybody,
I,
hold
Africans?
on, because
I think
Oh, okay.
they're sneakily trying to back each other's play as well with this whole playing dumb thing because they love. She's not the first person to come in here and use that talking point. Oh, well, you're just generalizing Africans. You don't know which African. And like you said, there's Africans from all over the continent that are all participating in the same xenophobic, anti-black behavior. Okay, so I think they use that as like some sort of tactic to try to make it harder for us to separate who's who or pick choose who is who because they know who's who. They know what field of scamming, what field of anti-black propaganda or behavior they're going to be going into. They know which ones is good at doing and frequenting whichever uh, vice of doing that towards Black Americans the most. They know. They know which scammers is doing how they scam it. They know. So they're in order for them to confuse us, it's like, well, no, we're not all average. We're not the ones doing that. It's actually them over there, even though they're not gonna say it, but they know it's actually them over there. But we ain't gonna say it's them because we don't know who it is. We don't know. It's this whole playing dumb thing. We're not all. And it's like y'all know who y'all are, and y'all know who we're talking about. We're not doing the playing dumb shit. It's
And they
just between two
they
people
get to
though.
covering for each other and all of that. They don't say
Exactly.
anything, you know. And then if we say something about what, and this is why we can lump them all together. Because when we were talking about Tyler, all of them jumped in. The whole
Right.
continent jumped in.
And
Okay,
all of
it
them want no
wasn't,
damn
oh,
East
well,
African.
Tyler's only South African. No, all of y'all
South
had
African.
something to say. So yeah, we're gonna say something about all of y'all now.
Did y'all
If we're
see
gonna do
that
that.
Let me.
craziness? They are mad at us because we didn't buy her CD. Why did you guys support her? Why
I
you
think
didn't support
3,000
her?
of them was hurt, maybe a few black Americans sprinkled in. But I want to say this,
Because
black Americans are
music
on
was
a
just so
blockade,
mid,
right?
It's
1 minute,
mid.
Tiara, 1 minute. So black Americans are now blocking African panels as well. So I think they found your chat, some of them who missed the attention and they're coming in here and they're
Oh,
supporters, the Pan-Africans. So we're really taking this boycott and we're upping it a notch. Some of us has been blocking those panels, but I think it's time we block them all so they don't make that. Some people have told others that this is the only little bit of change they're making. It could be a lie for sympathy. But here's the thing. Block them. Block them. And then when y'all block, don't y'all come over in this chat unless we send for you. And that thing, that prompt, it don't say nothing about African. It's talking about us and how we're being gaslighted. That's a conversation we can have on our own, Africans. We really can. But go ahead, Afro. I'll lay in there. Block them, y'all. Block them.
I wanted to say something.
yeah,
I've
I'm
been
gonna let you go in
noticing
there,
the
Mark.
need for everybody. I've been noticing the need for everybody to control us. We have to even. I don't. If how do they know we like Tyler music? How do they even know? Why do we have to support her? Why is this a must? Everybody else can go around. They can just do whatever they want. If they want to support the people, they can support them. If they don't want to support them, they don't have to. They can just do what they want. But we gotta be controlled by everybody has a say on what we do, on our moral fortitude. They have a say on everything that goes on with us. But nobody else. You can't say nothing about nobody else. And it's getting on my nerves.
Because, Queen, you gotta understand, Queen. Because we are the one that say it's okay. That's how they made Afro beats. They infused it with R&B.
All right, we're gonna
Okay?
get to Marshall real quick, and then because we don't have too much time left. Thank you. All right,
All
Marshall.
right,
I know
so
we already know where you going, but go ahead. Sound off.
peace. So, she said name some people, right? So this is one gentleman who was running for governor of Michigan, right? Instead of asking the people in the community, "What can I do? How can I help? Or how can I be of service?" And this is what I always say: the prerequisite for an immigrant to become a United States citizen is to be anti-Black American and side with the YT. So instead of asking the community, "Hey, what can I do to help?" the first order of business was, "I'm going to remove Black History Month." That was it. That's what he wanted to do. So he was looking for Scooby snacks from Shaggy. That's what he was trying to do. So we also got to go, and I can keep going. That's the thing. They want to name names. We can name names because the one thing we got to understand that there's four pillars to a diaspora war, right? And I don't even like to call it diaspora war because there's no war. We don't do the stuff they do on the continent, unaliving, burning down businesses, and all that degenerate things that they do on the continent. That's not what we do. We peacefully bow out and we say, all right, we're going to take our business elsewhere. So when they come up and say xenophobia, hatred, and all these boogeyman names, when we had Congo, that people of M23 of Congo, they just unalive 150 people last week, right? We're not doing stuff like that. We over here. Let me get my picture together. We over here peacefully saying we're gonna bow out. So this is Angel Bond. Angel Bond was a part of the reparations task force, right? These are the people you go to and say, hey, these are my quarrels, and this is what we need for reparations. This lady decided to act like it was love and hip hop, start screaming, scratching, and shooting and hollering, and yelling, talk about I'll show you immigrant. Right, we got Westmore. I'm not going to go because it's going to take me time to get the pictures. I'll just turn my camera off. I can just tell you, we got Westmore, right, the governor of Maryland. He vetoed the reparations bill. We got the Black Caucus, right, mostly immigrant class that again trying to get Scooby snacks from Shaggy, which is Governor Newsom. He told them, he's putting the pressure on them, and he told them, listen, remove them bills, and they removed two crucial reparation bills, which was the Freeman's Agency, which is SB, I believe 1408, and the cash payments, which is SB 1331, right? And I could keep going down the line. Brian Daniels, right, who said literally, well, I'm of Caribbean descent, so if I can't get no reparations, nobody can. That's like me going to Haiti and put myself in positions of power and saying, well, since I can't get the reparations from the French, nobody can get it. You know what happened? Unalive. So when they come here and gaslight us and say, "Oh my God, woe is me, you mean big bad black Americans," we're not going to play that game because, like I said, it's 4 pillars to the diaspora war. The first pillar, social; second pillar, economics; third pillar, political; fourth pillar, higher hands. I went over the political. I went over the social. When you guys undermine us on a day-to-day basis, talking about no culture, custom traditions, UK people making podcasts 24/7 talking about we lost and no culture, custom tradition for the last decade, right? And the moment we finally start biting back, y'all want to cry victim. We're not going to play that game. We are not going to play that game. So when y'all say hate group, like I said, we got a civil war in Ethiopia right now with the Tigray. We got the civil war with 11 million people unalive in Sudan. We got the South Africans unaliving people and kicking the Nigerians out, right? We got the Congo right now. I just told you just a couple of days ago, 140 something people unalive in the last 30 years. 11 million people unalived in Congo. All right, we got what's going on in Ghana where they're getting ready to kick the Nigerians out, the Igbo Nigerians. I can go all up and down the continent and show you real xenophobia and show you real hate group. We ain't never go to nobody. If we was a hate group, we would go. Excuse me, I keep saying that word. I don't want to mess the law. If we was an H group, we would be going to your businesses and smashing down your businesses. If we was a H group, we would be unalive. We don't do nothing like that. That's beneath us. That's low level. That's poverty energy. What we do is we're going to say, okay, we're going to maneuver around you guys. We're going to do our group economics that you guys been doing for the last 65 years, where you come into our communities, separate and build an empire within our empire, and then hire your own community and people. So we see what you're doing. Cool. Shout outs to y'all. We're going to do the same thing. And now y'all want to scream and holler when we do the same thing you guys doing for the last 65 years. Stop gaslighting. We're not playing. So going back on the topic, brother, I'm not trying to be too long-winded. The whole American exceptionalism, that's all an inferiority complex. That's gaslighting. That's exactly what that is. It's a simple fact that they want to make you an immigrant. That's what it is. They want to make you an immigrant in your own homeland. The fact that you proud, everybody could be proud but us. When we're not having that in our land.
Yep, that's very true. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Let's get to now Ty, and then we'll get to delineationists, and then we'll wrap things up.
Hi, everybody. So I'm just confused on like what the actual beef is because I did hear
Wait,
about.
wait, hold on. Have
Yeah.
we spoken before, Ty?
No, this is
Okay,
my
are
first
you
time on the
FBA?
panel. No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, where are you from? Where's your family from? What country is your family from?
I'm from America. I'm from Philly. I don't know if. Yeah.
Where is your family lineage from? Your ethnicity?
So that I don't know.
So is your family a descendant of U.S. chattel slavery to your knowledge?
Not that I can pinpoint. No, I don't know that.
Are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your question? We're gonna be quick.
I kept writing in the comments like, what was the beef? Because every time I go on a live and we talk about like the African versus the Black American beef, no one ever tells me like what started it, what happened, why we boycotting situations. Like I don't understand what's going on. So
well, I mean, you can go to our pages and you can look that stuff up. We're wrapping things up now, so we really don't have the time to really like explain it. But there's no beef.
Dang, okay, all right.
There's no beef. There's no beef. You know, we're just addressing and stopping problematic behavior. If we see a problem from any group of people, even if it's our own, we'll check our own people, you know, which is more than we can say for other groups of people who don't do that. But if it's a group of people who are a problem to the progression of Black America, they're going to get checked. Simple. All right. But I hope that answers your question. If you want to know more, you got to follow and then you just got to watch and listen. All right. So let's get to the delineationist.
Hey, thank you for having this space. I see you spinning the block on this one, on this space, which I really, really do enjoy. I really do appreciate that you are spinning the block on this one, because when we think about exceptionalism, it's people who are not above or who don't meet that standard or something of that nature. But when America is number one, aren't we? Didn't we make America number one? Did we make America the greatest nation that ever was on this face of this planet? And to say that we're not an exceptional people is them kind of like downplaying our achievements here on American soil. I find it very crazy that the way that they're using it, they're more kind of using it as a slur than it is actually addressing the things that we have accomplished here, from the inventions, from the wars that we have won, from the gold medals that we have won, from the music that we created. Everything that we do is commercialized to a certain extent, where we have conquered over so many other nations without even firing a single shot. Our music make them move. Our words make them dance, if you want to really break it down to a science. So for them to say this American exceptionalism, it's almost like them taking away what we have accomplished and try to throw it on the white T-man, which they always love to do. They always love to do that nonsense. And that really kind of gets me frustrated because, again, they think that everything in America was made by them. It's not made by our slave ancestors' hands, by their blood, sweat, and tears. So that's just the thing that I'm hearing every time they trying to push this quote-unquote exceptionalism in order to like undermine it. So that's just the thing that yo, shorty, can you mute up? Wherever you from? Yeah. So like, I don't know what's up with y'all foreigners thinking y'all could just come on the panels and be disrespectful.
That was Halo. It was an accident. You got it.
Oh, okay, my bad. My bad, sister. Then my bad, but my bad. I'll chill on that. But it's just some things I just wanted to throw out there about our exceptionalism, quote unquote. And they keep throwing it over to the white T man, and they always think America is always dealing with whiteness or white T-ness. And that's the thing that kind of irks me. Like, we wouldn't have America if it wasn't for Negroes. We wouldn't have America if it wasn't for black folks. So for them to just ignore all that and just go right to the white T-man shows their real mentality and how colonized they really are. What they really think in their heart and soul. They want to be like them. They don't want to walk with us and actually do something with us. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's very true. They honestly believe that this is really the YT man's country and we just live here. That's what they believe. That's why they don't feel like they owe us any type of respect or admiration or appreciation for anything. They're seeing it like, hey, we're occupying their country the same way you're occupying their country. That's how they see it. Okay. Which, with that type of mentality, there's no question as to why their country is like it is. You got to fix your mentality before you can fix anything. All right. But Halo, you came back. You want something else to say? We're just wrapping things up. So you came.
Yeah, I want to say, like, when it comes to them coming over here and running their mouth about us, I want to ask them, why didn't you create a first world black American, like, for black, not just black Americans, but for the whole black diaspora? Why didn't you create a first world country for us to all go to? Why does it seem like we got to do all the work? You know what I'm saying? We did our part for you to come over here and get opportunities. When you gonna do your part? Instead of trying to compare yourself to a small group of people, when you had the nation, the bread, the butter ain't did nothing. At least we doing the best we can amongst our oppressors. You working with your oppressors. So how dare you to come over here and try to tell us that this is a white T-man system? Okay, why didn't you build a black first world country for us? You didn't build nothing for us to flee to, and you running your mouth. We built something for you to flee to. You think we want to drop everything we are to go over there and live in poverty with you? I don't even trust your water over there. You know what I'm saying? How I gotta rub sticks together just to boil the water. I'm good. I could just go in my kitchen and turn the stove on. I don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you build anything? Maybe you should have gave us the resources and we should have helped you out with your resources because you don't know how to do business. And that's why you sold your resources for cheap. And then you get on the internet and cry like somebody stole it from you when really you just sold it for cheap. If I had, I'm pretty sure if I had 3 boiled eggs and a goat, you would have gave me your resources. Because that's what the white tea people did. So, I mean, like, I just don't understand it. Like, I look, and then trying to come over here and put that cheap African coat on me. I'm not no African. I don't know nothing about no fufu and the goosey soup. I know something about pork chops and mashed potatoes and stuff like that, but I don't know nothing about that goosey slimy soup. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't try to throw your culture on me. That ain't my culture. You know, y'all gotta be respectful. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? I don't go around speaking. I speak my vernacular. Okay. So stop trying to throw your culture on me. Okay?
You can't do that.
Thank you. We created this culture and this is our culture. Stop trying to throw your goosey soup on me. I don't want it. I don't eat goat. I tried y'all food before and I was chewing for days. Y'all don't cook y'all meat long enough. And I hope I didn't eat, I don't want to say it, I accidentally ate one. See, I can't just be eating y'all food. I don't know what y'all putting in the pot. What mystery meat you got in the pot. So y'all need to just really need just leave us alone. Unless you're going to build a first world country for BOK people to go to, then I think you need to be quiet because I'm not going over there and build nothing. You were supposed to build that yourself. You supposed to did your part. Don't come over here thinking I'm supposed to go over there and help you build your. You had the resources. Why you sell yourself out for cheap? You so smart, but you sold yourself out for cheap. I didn't know. I mean, y'all said y'all the smartest. How do you the smartest and can't even come up with a filter for the less fortunate to have clean water? You can't even come up with a filter. And you talk to a group of people that came up with that made a machine recently that could create water out of air. You talking, I mean, y'all really need to come over here and bow down and kiss our feet like the scums you are.
Halo, we're wrapping things up.
Yeah,
okay, let me shut up because I can go on for days. Like, y'all really at the bottom of the barrel. Y'all the leeches, the roaches, the rodents of the world. But that's all I'm going to say. And just bow down when you get over here, please, dude, because you know you're going to leech off my culture. You know you're going to leech off of everything I am and who I am. So just bow down.
All right. ZZ, you got any final words? Y'all make sure y'all follow on For the Culture if y'all want to listen to the playback. Okay. And y'all follow our own individual YouTube channels on Afrolead and then ZZ Rants. Link is in the bio. Okay. Link's in the bio. Very important. Follow us. Click the link.
Go buy a t-shirt.
Yes, indeed.
Go buy some shirt. Go buy some merch.
Halo.
You gotta
chill. You gotta chill.
The views of one is not the views of all. Only.
Way to end the show. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And with Halo, it's frustrating, and I know what the Africans put her through, so I don't blame her.
Now, I could imagine. I just see that Africans up here saying way worse shit. That's agreed.
And like, Africans, go get y'all one of his shirts too. Put some clothes on your back. Go to YouTube.
Not that you got some plain ones for them Afro. We don't want them in FBA merch. Thinking of the FBA some merch brand now. You know, we don't want them.
I gotta work on that. Now I gotta work on that because no, I don't. Now I gotta.
Thank you. You got to some plain white, not even a white tee because that's a New York staple. Something red maybe. Green, so they can remember the land that they came from and go back to it. Something like that. Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right.
I got Amazon in Africa. Like, do they?
Oh Lord,
can they get delivery service over there?
I gotta go. So.
DHL elected. All right. Okay. Go ahead, ZZ.
Closing thoughts. Closing thoughts. A lot of thoughts.
To Afro, the rest of y'all be doing too much. Y'all got to get a dose of your own medicine. Go ahead, ZZ.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's a lot. I just heard some non-FBAs, some tethers up here saying egregious things. Okay. 10 times worse than that, but that was a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That was egregious. All right, we here with it. FBAs, we are delineating. We're not going for the trolling. We're not doing the disingenuous. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out what about we all black, we all African. We're not doing the bullshit talking points anymore. We're not doing the time. We're not participating in the time wasting tactics. And we're not taking the BS excuses. Okay, this whole black FBA exceptionalism thing. A lot of people are just throwing shit at the wall and trying to see what sticks. Okay, to cover up their anti-blackness. We know what it is. We know who we are, and they know who they want to be and who they've been trying to be. So yeah. But I'll be live tonight. I am going live tonight. Y'all make sure you subscribe, follow that.
Yeah, y'all gotta come on. There's hundreds of people in here. All of y'all should be subscribed. Okay. This has been a good live. Thank you all. You know, we've had some trolls. We had some people who dropped some game. So that balance, you know what I'm saying, checking people and then learning, that balance makes a good live. So thank you all. Thank you all for the gifts. If you guys want to listen to the playback of this live and then the playback of our other lives, go to For the Culture on YouTube and you can subscribe. We got a lot of great content over there. You can go over there, learn a lot, enjoy. It's great. Also, me and ZZ both have our own individual YouTube channels. The link is in our bio as well as our other social media. So you got that. You can go there. I mean, it's social media frenzy. It's all over the place. Y'all should be following everything. Stay up to date. Okay. We do these lives regularly. All right. So y'all make sure that you guys follow so you guys can catch the live. If you guys want to participate, y'all want to listen, y'all want to speak. All of that stuff is great. All right. But as far as the gaslighting, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to be shamed out of recognizing how special we are. We're not going to do that. All right? We're not going to do that. So thank you all. All right, BX, can you send us home?
Yes. ZZ Halo would like to know, do you have merch available?
Oh, yeah, I do. I'm weak. I be forgetting about my damn merch. I do. It's the link is in my bio.
But you can send it. It's in your bio?
Yeah.
I'll tell her. So are you going live on YouTube tonight?
I am.
You are? I'm going to try to peek into your live.
Yeah.
And then Afro, are you going live tonight too?
Yeah.
On YouTube? And then, you know, I'm coming to yours. So I got to ask you, Afro, when is the next time that you'll be back?
I'll see. I'm doing something Wednesday. So I do got to see about that. Maybe tomorrow or Thursday, because Wednesday I'm going to be kind of busy. So I'll let you know though.
Okay, no problem.
I'll let you know
so I
later
just
on,
want to say
tonight or tomorrow morning.
Okay, no problem. So we came in with good intentions. We were just talking about us, and it was a Haitian who came up here and decided to throw some underhanded jabs, and that set the tone for the room. To those who are overusing xenophobic, you know, that word is losing whatever little bit of power you thought it had. For those who call us a hate group is a serious thing. And so now you got to come back with some proof of us being categorized as a hate group, like the Triple K is and all these other, you know, people. So we're really getting tired of y'all. And so the boycotts continue. Maybe y'all don't see it now, but you know what I saw? I saw an African host asking how could they improve customer service. So I know we're getting some results. Brother Marshall even showed three empty hair braiding shops. So maybe y'all think that it's not making any waves. It is, and we're determined. Boycotting is a lifestyle, not just the moment. And I'm going to land there, Afro.
Yes. Yep. And just because y'all might hear a joke, you know, because, you know, what happens? If y'all might hear a joke that offends you, that doesn't make us a hate group. That doesn't even make the person hateful, okay? If y'all too sensitive for jokes, that's all you've heard here is jokes. Y'all too sensitive for that, then y'all need to go someplace else where, you know, people are also that sensitive. But, jokes don't make nobody a hate group. We're not doing anything that affects you guys' life. We're not doing anything to harm you all. We're not doing anything to sabotage you all. We're not doing anything to disrupt you all at all. You guys are coming to our live, and then you're hearing a joke that offends you. So, get over it. All right? With that being said, y'all have a good night.
Be one, baby.
Good night. Be one.
Good one.
Peace. Peace and reparations, my foundational Black Americans and American Indians. Love y'all for real.
Yeah. All right.